Yo, what's up, guys? It's Matt, aka GamerBro, here with Hylian for the long-awaited Booster Course Pass tier list video. It's sorry this was so late. We had stuff happen. Jaden Slime won't be joining us because just he's, life going on, whatever. But we are here to at least do it because we want to get the video done. And if you'd like to join in the future, possibly be a guest in a future episode, join the Discord in the description. You can join us for Mario Kart or whatever other topics you might like. All right. Anyways, first up, Tour Paris Promenade. Oh yeah, sorry.
It's the Golden Dash Cup.
Yep.
Wow.
Or as I call it for short, just the Dash Cup, because they broke the trend of every cup having one word name.
Yep.
Actually,
I mean, I don't really have a lot to say about Paris. Like, it's a good track.
I'm gonna move mine up before I say my ranking. I just realized I actually
You're all
like
good.
it a bit more than I thought.
So it's pretty basic for a tour track. I think it doesn't do anything bad. I think it's pretty tame, pretty easy to start out with. I put it in my B tier.
Oh, and discretion warning, there's going to be probably a lot of tour bias coming from me, everyone watching, so if you don't like it, because I love these tracks. I originally had it in B, but after thinking about it, I actually put it in A, because even though it's simple, I love that the first two are the same, and then it only changes on the third lap. It's still the only tour track to do that. So
I'm fine putting it in A.
Yeah. It's one of those ones now I think is still pretty popular despite it being the first track. And its simplicity is...
It's simple, it's pretty to look at.
Yeah, the music is nice. It's simple because it was one of Tour's earliest ones, but the way they made it work in this game was like perfect.
Yeah. Okay, sweet. Let's go with A.
Oh boy. Next up, the controversial track of the whole DLC, 3DS Toad Circuit.
I'm gonna let you go first because I know you're gonna have nicer things to say about this than I will.
So here's the weird thing too, is like I always liked Toad Circuit, but lately in the Boost Course Pass, I've had so much fun with it. I don't know what it is, but every time I race on it, I just have I kind of smile a little bit. Like it's just fun. I don't know. Despite that, I still kind of kept it where I usually put starter tracks on the tier list in B, but it's literally top of B. It's really fun. I think it's great.
This is in my bottom 4 for the entire Booster Course Pass. This track is boring. It's a nothing burger. It doesn't do anything bad. It doesn't do anything good either. The only memorable part is the glider section over the top, and that's it. It's a harmless track. It's technically not a bad track, but it does absolutely nothing. At least the tracks I don't like make me feel something. This one I feel nothing about. So I'm if it has to be...
Even the ones below it make you feel something still?
Oh, they make me feel angry.
So those ones are more just they make you angry. They're not necessarily that they're bad.
Oh yeah, there's 3 below this one that we will get to. One a lot sooner than the others, but
you're just at least Toad Circuit doesn't make me angry.
If it gets picked online, I'm just okay, this is gonna be a boring next 3 minutes. But I don't complain. I'd play it. So I'm if it will balance out and C, I'm assuming. So I'm fine with that.
It's weird too because I probably would have put it lower too. But in the recent years, after all the tracks releasing too, every time I played, I'm why is this just so enjoyable?
See, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at every single track that came with this DLC, and all of these bring joy. They're fun. They're creative. And then there's just Toad Circuit.
To be honest, I think they want to do it because they wanted to have a starter track anyway. But I also think they picked this one because it's essentially Tour's starter track as well. It's literally the first track you do.
It makes sense.
If you're gonna have a Tour-themed DLC, you gotta have the first track you ever play in Tour. The tutorials on this track.
I have to complain about it just because I have to complain about it.
Fair.
If they made the grass a little prettier.
I was gonna say graphics. I don't think should be a factor in that because we know how controversial
No.
that
Yeah,
is, and
no.
it's about the gameplay, not the graphics. But
Yeah.
to be fair, I think it's because it was done by a smaller team, and when the Wave One came out, they kind of like weren't in the groove yet, and then it got better as it went. So it's whatever.
It
But
could have been worse. It could have been Figure 8 Circus from DS.
which still, for some reason, was not in Mario Kart 8. I'm just saying. If you were gonna bring it
Yeah.
back, that would have been like the perfect time. I kind of hope
Oh, we'll get
it's
it.
the first.
We'll get it
I
one of
kind of
these
hope it's the first
days.
retro of Mario Kart 10. I'll be honest. I think it'd be
Oh,
cool to see it come back. It's
I
going
don't
to
want
at
to
some
see.
point. It's gonna come
I
back at some point.
know. I
That's
don't.
inevitable.
But I'm gonna complain when it does.
Who knows? Maybe they'll make
I,
it good.
we'll see.
What if they gave it Mario Kart 8 Mario Circuit treatment?
If they
Like
really
anti-gravity
change the,
twisty? Eh.
if they do that, then great. I love it. Otherwise, it's again, it's just nothing to me.
We got another circuit from DS instead though, which is better. So anyway, so that works out.
Agreed.
Anyways, yeah, Toad Circuit B. I mean, to be fair, you're more generous to it than most people are. Most people say #1 worst track. Putting it at
It's the number
fourth
4 worst track.
worst is pretty generous still compared to most people. So
Just to give a little hint, I've got a Wave 1 track, a Wave 2 track, and a Wave 5 track in my bottom below
oh
them.
wow, so every wave has almost every wave has a dud in there.
Yeah, it's a bummer, but they all can't be winners.
Okay, next up, N64 Choco Mountain.
I like
I
this one.
put this in B as well.
Same.
Yeah, kind of like it's kind of like average. I get like it's not like a hard course. It's not easy, but it's nice. And the remake, which is the Tour remake, is so good. I love that it's not just a tiny little tunnel. It's like an actual cave you go through now.
See, and the
I
thing is, and
love that.
I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna make no sense given how highly I rated it. I forget this one's in the game constantly.
No, I do too sometimes, but I think it's just because of how many other amazing tracks are in the DLC that
Exactly.
it overshadows Choco Mountain, which is
Like
kind of
it'll
sad.
pop up
But
sometimes, and I'm just like, oh yeah, cool. I can't wait to play that one. I forgot it was in the
I
game.
love
Nice.
the remix they did for this though. Oh my gosh.
So good.
Yeah, we only got 2 N64 tracks, but they picked 2 of the best possible ones, so this was a good
True.
one. I remember everyone freaking out when they saw how Tor remade the track, and it feels like a whole. It literally feels like if Mario Kart 8 remade it. Like that's the thing. Like
Honestly.
some of them literally were like, no, these were the Tor remakes, but they felt like Mario Kart 8 remakes.
Yeah. And some tracks did it better than others. I think overall, the Booster
Yeah.
Course Pass did pretty well in terms of making these tour tracks actually play well in 8. There's a couple that I think are a little bit wonky,
Yeah.
but
To be fair, I think that was just like that was the best way they could implement them. So I was like, but I do think future games
right.
when they come back, they can actually like full on remake them instead of just like basically
For sure.
combine them. Speaking of ones that feel like Mario Kart 8 remakes, Wii Coconut Mall. Oh, the fan favorite, the classic.
I'm gonna let you lead this because I want to see where you stand on this track
And
before I speak.
also basically the music they used for the first trailer because they knew that it was a fan favorite. I have it
Yep.
in A. I have it in A.
I have it in
Kind of
double S.
upper. Oh, whoa, okay. So many
This is
people, I
my
will say, so many people give the Booster Course Pass version of this course so much hate. But I'll let you like say your thing first. But I don't understand the hate.
it's not my favorite version of the track. Like
That's
I will
fair.
always
I
be
can understand that.
nostalgic for the cars going forward and backward in the parking lot.
Which
But
Tor
it
did, which
really
people found funny.
yeah. But it's like sure you can complain about the escalators not being like they were. The course is
To be
so
fair,
pretty.
that's on 7 though. The escalators from the arrows. 7
I
started
know.
that, so Tor
But
just
like
continued
just
it.
the vibe of the track is
It's
immaculate. The
so
design is
good.
great. Like this is like the first time it really feels like you're driving in a mall
Yes,
rather than
I
just like an
agree.
open building.
I that's
And
one thing I always say. The Wii one, people always say the Wii one looked better, but I'm like, it just
Eh.
looks washed out nowadays. I love the color
Yeah.
in this one because Coconut Mall is supposed to be tropical. It looks tropical, like you're on a beachside mall,
Exactly.
probably set off the coast of Isle Delfino somewhere. Like,
Exactly.
which the
But
Mario
no,
Wiki even says based on Mario Sunshine. So I
yeah.
guess it
So
kind of
no, it's
is.
like Coconut Mall is my favorite track in the series, so I am 100%
Oh,
biased on my placement on this, which is why I put it double S. Like, there's not much they can do in a revision of this track that's gonna make it not my favorite.
honestly, I'll be honest, I prefer the cars doing donuts now. I kind of like that more
I don't
because
mind it.
them going back and forth, it's like, okay, you can kind of predict it, but I still will get hit by those because I'll be driving by them and then they're the.
But that's the thing. It was funny when they were the Mii's in the car. When it's just random
that
toads or whatever they
that's
are, it's
fair,
not as fun.
Shy Guys.
Yeah, so it's
I
like
think if they wanted to bring it back again, just keep it like the Booster Cars Pass one, make them go back and forth, add that third car, put the maze in the cars, and then
yes.
make them do donuts. So it's like a mix of best of both
Yeah.
worlds type of thing. Because personally, I find
But
that better.
but I'm not gonna be the one that asking for it in Mario Kart 10 because it's been in the last
Yeah.
3 straight games. It's
If
gonna get
if
a
it
break.
comes back again next game, it'd be DLC because that's usually what they save the DLC for.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we'll bring it back as a second time or a third time or whatever.
And that just depends on how long they support the game for after launch, which that's a whole other discussion.
Hopefully, well, I mean, it is like probably their biggest franchise, so they'll probably
Oh,
give it.
100%.
It'll at least get some DLC, at least a little bit.
I hope
Although
they'll
they
take
should,
care of it for a lot of the generation.
although
But
they
we'll see.
should do what Tor did and just do like updates every 2 weeks. That would be, oh,
That would be
that'd be
cool.
such a cool way to do it. Also, another criticism I have, I don't like that they swapped the glide ramp and the boost ramp from the 7 and Tour version because in 7 and Tour, the boost ramp is on the bottom path, the boost ramp is on the top. Like
Mhm.
you have to go on the bottom one, and it's weird because the
I
glide ramp,
forgot about that.
like you glide, but the turn it like is weird, like because you're gonna hit the
Yeah.
turn unless you land sooner. You have to kind of hold your glider down.
Yeah, it's a little
Unless you do that
awkward.
one shortcut, where you go over the little parking gate, you like hold back on the
Mhm.
glider and you go toward the corner of the parking gate. So whenever I go on the glider, I
Yep,
just do that because I'm like, at least I can land. I don't know
that's
why they
true.
swapped it. It worked better at the bottom because you can just
They're probably being
you glide.
experimental. Thought it. Yeah.
True,
Who
but
knows?
unless they extended that part of the road out more, I think it feels weird. But
Yeah. So I'm assuming it's
nice,
gonna land S tier. You have A, I
yeah,
have double S.
yep.
I can live with that.
I
Okay.
yeah, right in the middle, right in the middle. I think is good. Yeah, and honestly,
Yeah,
if any tracks are gonna get our first S, it's this
it
one.
has to be. It's fair.
So so far we have Coconut Mall, double S, nothing yet. S, Coconut Mall. Did we have anything in A? We have Paris
Uh,
Promenades in A. Uh,
yes.
and then Choco Mountain and Toad Circuit in B. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Overall decent first cup. Also,
Yeah, it was.
I know another reason people that hate Toad Circuit is because it's the second course of the cup. I think
It just.
it's only because they want to have all the cities first, but
Yeah. Yeah,
it's
it
kind of
just
funny.
it felt weird just to have it there, but I think people are expecting like banger after banger rather than a couple
Yeah.
of just lighter courses there here and there.
I think a good DLC is one that balances out stuff like that. Like you get
Yeah,
some block courses and you get some like fan favorites, which this DLC pretty much did.
exactly. They can't
Okay,
all be fan favorites for
yeah,
better or worse.
that's kind of my reasoning on like Airship Fortress not being there, which we'll get to later. But like,
Yeah.
you know, Tokyo Lucky Cat Cup, or as Cat Cup as I just call for short, or Tokyo Blur. See, this one makes sense to start the cup. This one is the simplest course in the cup, so this one makes sense.
This is the worst course in the DLC.
Oh,
This is my
really?
least favorite. This is my least favorite track.
Oh,
It
dang!
breaks my heart because I
More
love
than Toad
Tokyo
Circuit.
as a city. Oh yeah, no. It's
Wow.
just
Well,
it's
to be fair,
forgettable. The layout is just so unmemorable.
it was Tor's second ever track, and actually, according to data mines, it was actually the first one they developed, even before New York Minute. They released New York
And
Minute
it
first,
makes
but they
sense.
developed Tokyo first.
For me, this track feels like I'm not in Tokyo. It's like, yeah, there's a couple of like things around. It feels like I'm just driving on a highway.
I've heard people say,
Like,
and maybe they'll do this next time, that next time they bring it back, they should make it nighttime and have like lights everywhere.
that would be so cool.
Even if the
Modify
layout
the
is still
track to give
simple.
us some more Japan themed stuff. Like, I don't know how to do that, but like it just
Thankfully,
doesn't
there's
feel
another
like I'm
cup.
in
There's another
Japan.
course in this cup that does have that sort of thing going. So we'll get there. But yeah,
Yes.
I honestly,
What do you think?
they're not opposed to changing time of day because they've done it with some remakes before. So maybe next time it comes back, they can make it nighttime and bright lights. Put like a Moonview Highway on it. Even if the layout is simple, I think
That'd be
people would just
nice.
like that more.
Yeah,
Tokyo
it'd be a little
Blur,
bit of it'd
granted,
be effects.
it is my second lowest track, but I only went down to C. So actually, I forgot to mention that I only went down to C because there's not a track I actually think is even D worthy. But I put it
That's fair.
in C.
I'm
I only have
I'm fine
two
leaving it in
tracks in
C.
C. I have two tracks
I
in
have a
C.
I have a feeling that's we're not tracks down there, so I feel very confident leaving it down there.
Oh, I can't wait till I get to my other C tier because I think it's going to be a really controversial one. But also Tokyo Blur, I forgot to mention, it literally is Tour Circuit track because the Japanese name, aka the original name, is literally just Tokyo Circuit. I mean, Tour needed
Yeah.
a circuit track, I guess. So
Yeah,
this was meant
that
to be
makes
the.
sense.
Speaking of which, by the way, I love that they did incorporate the Toad Circuit theme into it and the music.
I didn't realize.
Yeah, like one part
No,
of
I had
just
no idea.
do 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 do
Yeah.
do do do.
I think that just
Also,
shows how little I play on that track, though.
also, best lap is lap 3. Going on the little highway part is amazing because there's so many the walls, the shells bouncing everywhere.
Yeah.
Like that is like
And that's
the
the thing,
lap
that's the
that'll
best
mess you
part.
up.
But it
Yeah,
feels like I've been driving on a highway the entire track. This is just the only official one.
the lap that lap is literally the lap that can make or break the entire race for you. uh,
Honestly.
you can go from like first to like sixth in a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
Um, so C,
Yeah, that sounds good.
our first C tier. Who knows? Maybe it'll be our only one. Who knows? Next up,
No.
our first. Well, I guess besides Toad Circuit, and the tour tracks, our first pre Mario Kart 7 track that has been remade and for the first time ever, DS from Ridge. And I say that because it actually was in this game before it came to tour. So first
Yep.
time it was actually remade.
This track is good. Like, I didn't expect it
Yes.
to really leave a good impression on me when it first was announced because I did not have many good memories with it just because I don't love DS.
I barely played
Um,
DS, so I didn't even remember it. I was like, what? I knew what it
but
was,
no,
but
it feels really fun. I'll make this. I'm sure this will come up later. I prefer this one to Moonview Highway because
fair.
like they actually
I've seen
handle
that.
they handle the traffic better in this one.
I've
For
heard that, yeah.
so for that
That's a
reason,
common
I did
criticism.
put it very strongly in A.
Ooh, was that still pretty good?
Eh,
I see, I'm the opposite. I prefer Moonview, but I did put this in B just because, like, I don't know. There's other tracks I still prefer, but it is still good. Also, other than Coconut Mall, best remix in Wave 1.
Oh yeah, for
Dude,
sure.
oh my gosh. I get chills every time I hear it, and I barely remember it from DS. Like, I don't even remember this track, and I, like, every time I hear it, I'm like, holy.
You have like nostalgia for it that you shouldn't even have.
Yeah, it's weird. That happened with DS Mario Circuit too. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I was like, what the heck? This music, man. It's
Yeah,
so yeah. B tier. Also, I think it was good to put this in here because you also show people, oh, we're not just bringing back other ones. We're bringing back ones you've never seen before.
yeah. I'm cool
And the
with
cool
B tier.
and the
I think A for a DS track is. I mean, there's another DS track I think is more fitting for A or above.
I I'll never forget the reactions people had though. At first, everyone was like, "Really? You're gonna bring back Shroom Ridge?" And then after the DLC release, someone's like, "Oh my god, this track is awesome." I
Yeah. Well, I
was
mean,
like,
to be fair, Wave 1 wasn't really received well when it first came out. Like, it really was
"Yeah,
Coconut Mall, Shroom Ridge, and
like
Choco Mountain,
Ninja
and
Hideaway
Ninja
too."
Hideaway. Yeah.
Those were like, I think that's why they threw like Ninja Hideaway in there too. They were like, I think Ninja Hideaway was like the, by the way, Tor has good tracks. They're like, by the
Yeah,
way, no,
exactly.
don't use Paris and Tokyo as an example of the whole game. Next up, which speaking of placements, I find it funny that this is actually after Shroom Ridge because personally I would have swapped them in terms of difficulty. But next up is GBA Sky
Yeah.
Garden, another controversial one. Oh boy.
That's the thing. It's like Sky Garden doesn't really do anything offensive outside of just really make the layout more basic. But
I
I don't
can't
know.
lie, it's a bit overhated. Like I think personally, I think I slightly prefer this layout more. I'm not even gonna lie. The way it is, for me, I forgot what video I was watching where someone said it, but they basically said, I don't care how much they change the layout, as long as the remake is like for GBA tracks, it's like
Yeah.
as long as the remake is really good, you can change the layout up all you want.
Like, it does feel a bit more basic than the original one. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
It
That
might
being
be
said,
coming.
I still put it in C tier.
It's probably because it came out of Tor, so Tor probably had to simplify it for the way the game worked. I guarantee if the next one came back, they would do like a mix of this one and like the DS remake. Elevate it, but then keep the layout. Also, the shortcuts are not gone, they're just redesigned. The first
That's
one
true.
is our leaves now, and then the second one, instead of cutting across the cloud, well, you cut across the clouds, but it's a donut cut now. They're still there, they
Yeah,
look different. Also,
that's
Shroom
true.
Ridge and Sky Garden, both very Mario Kart 8 style remakes.
Yeah, very
Wait, where'd
true.
you say? I said B, and you said A
I had it in C.
or C.
It's one I'm fine that can live in B tier.
I
Like,
feel like it, yeah.
I don't want to put it next to Tokyo Blur right now.
I think it. I was gonna say I like it better than Tokyo, so I think it
Oh, I
deserves to
like it
go a
so
little
much
higher.
better than
Yeah.
Tokyo. Yeah.
Another one where also the remix blew my mind. Oh, hello. We
We're
were just
almost
about to
done with
go
Lucky
into
Cap.
we were about to go in right into Ninja Hideaway. So far it's S in or no, nothing in double S. We have Coconut Mall in S. We have oh S A B C D. Mm-hmm.
Second
We're
wave.
finishing
We're
up.
almost in
We're
second
finishing
wave.
up Lucky Cat. Lucky Cat. Yeah. So Paris is in A. Toad is in B. I think we put in B. Yeah.
Yeah.
Choco Mountain is in B. Wait, actually, Devin, should we put it? I would say above Toad Circuit for Choco.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
above Toad Circuit and B. And then what track is it? Oh, Coconut Mall's S. Because of course. And then we have Tokyo Blur in C. Shroom Ridge in. Do we put that in B?
Did we put it in B? I think we put it in B.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, because you said you want to put an A, but there's another one that deserves it more. Yeah, and then Sky Garden is
Yeah.
also B. Where would Sky Garden go? Would you put it below Toad Circuit, above, or between both, or above both Toad and Choco?
I would put it above Toad, below Choco.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah, middle, in between, and then we're about to do Ninja Hideaway. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I recapped
Yeah, we
after.
have.
Trying to remember. I should. No, I mean when I was recapping, I had to remember. I was like, we had a Coconut Mall in S. Yeah, now that you're here. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
You're good.
And he's gone.
all right. Next up, for Ninja Hideaway, even though the game likes to falsely trick us into thinking it's not, but I'm gonna refer to them as Tor Ninja Hideaway anyway because it was made for and from Tor.
Yeah.
The big surprise of Wave 1, as I say.
I feel like I know.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
Okay. It's
Yeah, the
fine.
Paper Marios.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
So
Ninja Hideaway.
I'm gonna be controversial on this one.
Oh boy.
I don't. I. I this track is fine. Like it doesn't leave much of an impression on me. Like it's a very well designed track. I'm not gonna like throw this in C or anything, so don't act like I'm gonna hate on it.
What worst track in the game?
But like this track, I see pop up at like didn't Shea Frillis put this at number 1 on his like top like every single track
Pretty
in Mario Kart
close.
8ers? Like I think he was like really close, if not the number 1. I'm like be in my like top 50 in the game. But that being
That's
said,
fair.
I did throw it in B. Like the track is fine. It's very pretty. The layout's very different, very
It
unique.
it doesn't feel like it belongs in wave one, which is the funny thing about it. Like I feel
Yeah.
this, and I'm like, this should be like a wave 5 or 6 track with how difficult it is. like
Honestly though, yeah.
like
I
I
think
would have
Sky
thought
High should have
expected.
been wave 1.
I was about to say, I was like, I feel like they would have at least put Sky High Sunday there because it's simpler. But also, I think it's because it would have been in 8 Deluxe like 5 whole months before it was in tour. So I think they put it in wave 2 so
Yeah,
it lines up a little closer. But yeah,
exactly.
no, it is kind of funny though. I would have at least expected Sky High Sunday here, but
I just assume it
yeah,
wasn't
no,
ready yet.
I have it in A, right above Coconut Mall, actually, funnily enough, because I love this track still. It used to be my like favorite original course and tour until they started like going crazy with some of the later ones. So it's like pushed down, but I love this
And
track. I love the Shy Guys and how they disappear and there's like a banana for you to hit in the road and the
I'm
multiple paths, by the way. That is like one of the coolest things ever. I love
I'm
that.
fine putting it in A, but I'd personally put it below Paris, but I get it's better than Paris.
Hmm.
Like I'm not gonna be too picky wherever we decide to put it.
my my heart wants to put it above, but I mean, I guess yeah, okay, we'll put it above.
Okay.
Just for the fact that it was also like the track that kind of made people be like, wait, this is a tour track.
Yeah,
It made people
exactly. Wait,
question
wait, the
their all
mobile
their
game can put out
ideas.
good tracks.
I know. Also, funny story about this. I'll keep it brief. I remember like not even that long before it came to tour, like maybe a year before. I said, "Man, I'd really love a Ninja Dojo course to be in Mario Kart one day." And then like only a few months later, here comes tour revealing
There
Ninja
you
Hideaway. I
go.
was like, "Thank you, Nintendo. They heard me." I was like, "Well," and it's one of the best tracks, one of my favorite tracks in the game. So I was happy.
All
A
right.
lot of
There
people
you
say
go.
missed opportunity though to call it Ninja Hideaway and have the Shy Guys be ninjas, but who knows?
That'd be
Maybe in the future. Maybe they
All
can
right.
change the Shy Guys to ninjas.
This a
All
recap.
right. Coconut Mall. In S tier is Coconut Mall.
S tier is Coconut Mall. A tier Ninja Hideaway, Paris Promenade. B tier Choco Mountain, Sky Garden, Toad Circuit, Shroom Ridge, and C Tokyo Blur.
Yep.
Yep.
Next up, the Super Mario Brothers 2 cup. I mean Turnip cup.
I had a feeling you were gonna make that joke.
Also, I remember because people are predicting Shy Guy Bazaar being in that cup because it's based on Mario 2.
It should have been.
That would have been like the perfect cup to put it, especially because it was supposed to be in the original Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
Anyways, Turnip Cup starting with Pauline's home course, even though it was added before she was actually in Mario Kart 8. Tour New York Minute, the first track added to Tour. I
Boring.
oh come on. I mean, it's better than
It's
Tokyo Blur.
no 100%. It absolutely is better than Tokyo Blur, but that doesn't take much.
Well,
I
every track. Wait, every track is better than Tokyo Blur. It's your bottom one. Never mind.
exactly. No, it's fine. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. That's kind of why I started facing. It's kind of why I changed to face this way because my doorway's over there. So now it's like no one can. Well, even where I was, it could, but people could look over and like. So now it's kind of it's better. Oop. Oh yeah. I do remember the
Okay.
days of YouTubers having doors behind their face cams. Okay,
Jade,
so
remember
what were
your
you
like
saying?
sister would pop in. Your sister would pop in, like call me Ed Sheeran or something like that.
Oh, the only
Yeah.
one that can appear in in the video is my cat. She's the
Special
only one.
guest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hoping we move into a new place. Our office is a little bit more spacious because obviously I'm not in here very much. It's mostly my partner, so he got. No, not yet. Well, she sold it, so she's still living with us at the apartment right now. We're still in the weeds with all the paperwork and stuff, trying to buy a house. So we're still in the 2-bedroom apartment with not space. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
At this point in time, yeah, no. But Tokyo
Anyways,
Blur,
New York
it's
Minute.
fine.
New York Minute now.
I see. My thing is, I feel bad because it's not a C tier. I'm gonna put it in B tier.
Low B, I'm assuming, kind of low B-ish.
I'd probably say,
Say low B. You
yeah,
know,
very
funnily
low. I
enough,
don't.
I as much as I adore this track, I also put it in low B. A lot of them are like they're there not only because of more simplicity, but they have just so many other great tracks. Like you'll
Like,
see this with Paris, Tokyo, New York, London. They're very bare bones because they were the first 4 tracks. It's like every Mario Kart game. The Mushroom Cup always kind of has like more
yeah.
of the simple tracks, and then it gets more like all the other tour tracks cities got better after
For me, it's
London.
like whenever New York pops up in the rotation, I'll pick it. Like I enjoy playing through. It's also I feel like they could have done more at a very early tour track, so
Yeah,
I don't expect it to be really complex.
it's like saying SNES Mario Circuit 1 should have done a lot more.
What do you
uh,
mean Luigi's Circuit wasn't super in depth?
depends on which one you're talking about. Because there's like 3 of them. One of them wasn't Mushroom Cup.
To be fair, of them are super. Besides Luigi's Mansion, which
Yeah.
isn't a circuit, but yeah.
Actually, that's Luigi's only non-circuit track. Wow, that's
And it couldn't even get into the booster course pass.
rip. We got
Yeah.
a replacement track instead. Yeah, I would say low B for New York Minute. We're kind of in agreement there. The only thing that
Yeah.
felt weird was that it was in the game before Pauline, but I'm glad she's back with her track now. Now that the
Agreed.
DLC is over, and I like the way they kind of mixed real life New York kind of, and then inspired it with New Donk City a little bit. It's not a full
Yeah.
New Donk City track, but it's got the elements of it, and even the remix sounds like the Odyssey band, and it makes me wonder if they actually had like the Odyssey band players who did that actually make that remix because it sounds a lot like
The
it came
things
from
I would do for an actual New Donk City track.
next game. I'm like 100% like it's gotta happen. They could
That'd be
even
so cool.
they could even pull the whole tour thing with changing routes. They can have you change routes in New Donk City and go around it. Like it'd be perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
Each lap you go somewhere else. Oh boy, here comes another controversial one. SNES Mario Circuit 3. I want you to start because I'm very curious. about
you
where you
scared?
have this. Please, please.
Well, this is another one of those tracks that makes me feel nothing.
Like Toad Circuit.
I don't care for it. Like,
ow, my heart.
it's it's very basic. Like, I love the retro aesthetic they've got going on, but
Thank you. Actually, thank you for saying that because most people hate how it looks, and I like that they kept it retro looking.
I appreciate it. Like, I don't want
We
every
don't have
single
many tracks that
I
look
don't.
like that.
It's kind of like with Smash Ultimate with the Smash 64 tracks looking like N64, not tracks but stages,
Or
looking
stages,
like
yeah.
that.
Or
Yeah,
they even have
I
ones
want
added in later
I want
games
that
like
retro.
like Mute City Stage from 3DS is like just straight up
Yeah.
SNES. Like,
Sometimes
yeah.
I want that vibe. I just wish a better track was surrounding it. It's not a bad track. It's just kind of a I'm
This,
not really wanting to pick it, but it got picked, so I guess I'm gonna play it.
although I think everyone knew before Wave 2 release that an SNES Mario Circuit was inevitable though. So like we
Yeah.
were definitely gonna get one. I think people are also mad because they didn't choose one or two. People were like, at least one. I heard two things. I was like, at least one is the most simple, but it was the first track ever, so it makes sense. And two is like unique because of the 7 remake. But
And I prefer twos. I was hoping for one, so I won't lie. I did get the one I didn't want.
I do think they were trying to keep a trend going of 3 with SNES because you got Donut Plains 3, and then later on we got Bowser's Castle 3. I think they were trying to go for something there. I
So once
personally have it.
I'm gonna
Oh,
place
sorry.
it at C. No, you're good. I'm gonna place it at C tier just to throw that out there.
Okay. Oh boy, well this is gonna be hard because I have it in A. I love this track. Every time I play it, it's so fun. The retro aesthetic helps, but like I love the amount of turns. The best part is the freaking U-turn. Because you gotta like really
Yeah, it's
time your
it's a
drift
hard turn
right
to
to do
make.
that.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
I think they picked Mario Circuit 3 because it was the hardest one of the ones that were in tour, and maybe they were afraid that they didn't want to have another simple track because of like how people reacted with Toad Circuit. So I don't know. And also, it was the one in Wii, which was the most popular game before Mario Kart 8. So
But it'll go in B. I think it should go above Toad Circuit just based on my rankings,
oh yeah.
and obviously it's higher than that on yours.
Well, that's
So,
usually what we do. Yeah, it's like A. If I have it in A, you have it in C. We just middle ground it. So yeah, B.
yeah, but if
Where
throw
would
it
it go
somewhere
in
in
B?
B.
Like we have Choco, we have Broom, and we have Toad. I think.
Above
I
Toad.
think that's all we have. So
I'd put it
below the
above
other
Toad
two.
personally. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we also have New York Minute in there too. Oh yeah.
Put it between Shroom and New York is my vote.
Okay.
Unless you really want to go to bat for New York that much.
I have it higher than New York, so yeah, I like it more.
And there you
as a
go.
track.
There you go.
Also, this track online is like one of the most competitive tracks. This track online is insane, dude. Because there's so many open shortcuts too. Oh my gosh.
I haven't
Like,
Mario Kart in like 4 months, so I feel bad because I am not in the loop.
oh yeah. But like yeah, this track online, I would just say is like insane. Also, the remix being mostly the same, I think is fine because it fits how the track looks. Also, this wave released. What? Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's like
He
I look at the calendar. I look at the calendar like, oh, it's been 6 months since the last wave. I'm like, oh, well, it was fun while it lasted.
that's crazy.
I'm kind of burnt out.
Not me. Wow.
I'll go back to it on occasion, but it's like it's not
See,
something. It's like how I don't choose to go back to it. I'll just have an itch to play a round or two once I'm gone again.
what happened with you guys is what happened with me with Smash Ultimate. Weirdly enough, I like, especially when the Mario Kart DLC got revealed, I like didn't play it as much. I went back for those Spirit events they did, but like it was like,
Yeah.
although I miss playing it, I want to actually try to pick it up more again because I want to like destroy
The thing
people
is,
with Steve.
I've been playing 8 for in a couple weeks 10 years now. I need something else. I am so
Oh
ready for that
God, it
next
is about to be
installment.
10 years old, isn't it? Oh shoot,
Yeah,
I was
I was in
I
middle
was
school.
I was almost 12 when the original game came out. I was 11 going on 12. Oh my god. And now I'm friggin'
I was 14.
and now I'm nearing 22. Oh lord.
I turned 25 this year. I don't want to hear it.
Oh yeah, our birthdays are literally like 2 days apart.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh. Well, all right. Yeah, so Mario Circuit 3 we'll just do B between Shroom Ridge and I have it above Shroom Ridge, but I feel like it's good to have some balance, and so we'll
Yeah.
put it. I could see an argument for it being below Shroom Ridge. So
Yeah.
next up, probably the one that surprised everyone the most in Wave 2, N64 Calamari Desert, our second and last
Some good
N64
shit
track.
right there.
Oh, dude. I knew that they were gonna add it only because of the fact that Tor had Calamari Desert 2, and I was like, it'd be a missed opportunity for them to not bring it Calamari Desert into the past and combine the two versions together from Tor and just make it
Yep.
like the ultimate version.
Yeah. Easy A tier.
Yeah, I agree. I have it right in the middle of A. It's just going on the they made everyone's childhood dream come true, being able to actually drive on the tracks. Except this time it actually is part of it, and you have to go. Oh, what else is in A? Oh yeah, Coconut Mall and
Paris?
Paris. I think
Nope.
yeah.
Coconut's in S tier.
Oh wait, yeah, Paris above or below? I have it just slightly above Paris.
Let's go
I have it
above.
just yeah. Oh, Ninja Hideaway's an A too. I forgot about that. Below below Ninja, above Paris. I would say
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Ninja is definitely better, in my opinion. Oh boy, here we go. The Wave 2 equivalent of Coconut Mall, DS Waluigi Pinball.
I love the aesthetic of this track. I love the concept.
It's so bright.
It's
I love
great
it.
to play. The music is nice. It's fantastic. It's still an A tier for me.
I have it in S. I love this track.
Top tier A tier.
I have it in S. It's actually my first one in just regular S tier. So I almost put it double S, but
I was to put it in S tier, I want it below Coconut Mall.
That
I will fight.
You know what? I can. That's another one of those things. They're both fan favorites, and I see both. Why Coconut Mall is better than Waluigi Pinball or both. So I can understand because Coconut Mall is just.
I am A-okay putting that in S tier, but I want the Coconut Mall on top right now.
At first, I was gonna say Coconut Mall is a meme, but so is Waluigi Pinball. So. Also, I hate when people say this track sucks because it doesn't have shortcuts. Because I'm like, not every track needs a shortcut. Like, if it's fun to play and it looks aesthetically pleasing, who cares?
That sounds like a skill issue.
I mean, I get, especially like the competitive players, like they always hate on it because it's no shortcuts. But it's like that's what makes it fun. You can't just catch up by taking shortcuts. You got to earn it. You got to use your items.
All right.
Also, I know the music is the same as DS Wario Stadium, but it still fits, in my opinion. It's not out of place. Like, it has synth in there, so it's still...
Exactly.
It's not out of place at all. And they were going to use it anyway. They shared the same music in DS.
Yeah.
All right, recap time.
S tier, Coconut Mall, Waluigi Pinball. A tier, Ninja Hideaway, Calamari Deserts, Paris Promenade. B tier, Choco Mountain, Sky Garden, Toad Circuit, Skrillex, Shroom Ridge, Mario Circuit 3, New York Minute, and C tier Tokyo Blur.
Do we wanna keep Toad Circuit in the middle of B? Because below it are Shroom Ridge, Mario Circuit 3, and Sky Garden, I think. Or
I personally would put Toad Circuit at the very bottom of all those tracks.
Or no, it was New York Minute and Shroom Ridge and Mario Circuit 3 that were below it.
We can put.
Yeah, let's move Toad Circuit down. Let's move Toad Circuit down in B. That's fair. Because honestly, I agree. New York Minute and Mario Circuit 3 is the better like circuit track there too. So
it was like my fourth least favorite in the entire pass. I'm not gonna be that guy that just doesn't think it should be lower.
Go to B tier and just move Toad Circuit below all the rest. That's all we're changing in there.
Okay, quick recap of B, Choco Mountain, Sky Garden, Shroom Ridge, Mario Circuit 3, New York Minute, Toad Circuit.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Maybe something else will go below Toad Circuit, but for now, not yet. Next up, the new Super Mario Brothers Wii Cup, aka the Propeller Cup. I like all the different games they represented with these cups. It's nice. Next up, we got. I love that meme. First course, which is probably, I would say, the first actually well-liked city track in the DLC, maybe other than Paris Promenade, Tour Sydney Sprint. Still a banger.
Where did I put that one? Oh, okay. I really enjoy this one. It's varied. It's very well designed. I think each lap has a very unique theming, and it's fun. I'd either put it very high B or very low A.
Ooh, I have it.
I'm gonna
I
leave
have
that
it
up
an
to you.
S. I have it an S personally.
Really?
I still love this track. I know, like you look at especially the Wave 4 Plus city tracks, and it's like, wow, it's so basic. But also keep in mind, before Wave 4, it was like the top of the 6 city tracks. Like, and I still feel it that way. I've seen other people still put it like pretty high too, just because it's like, also the music helps. Oh my god, that remix. Dude, they gave
Oh,
one
go
of
ahead.
the musicians a saxophone and just said, "Go off, King." Like they straight up just said, "Go do your thing with this." Like, oh my god.
I admire what this track does. I cannot put it in S tier.
Can't. Great meme
Yeah.
usage. Can you do A tier?
Oh, I can do very high A tier if you
I
really
feel
want
like
to.
at the very
I'm
least
willing to
it
negotiate
deserves
this.
it deserves A for being like the first city track that really wowed people and being like, okay, so the cities don't suck.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great city track, but I also do think there's a couple that are better than it.
That's fair,
And
especially
if we're gonna put any in S, I want to put a couple of those up there.
Yeah, no, that's especially again the Wave 4 Plus cities. Like that's where they really get good.
Exactly.
And they did that on purpose. They wanted to start with the more simplistic ones and make them more interesting as they went on.
Yeah.
Also, I like that Sydney Sprint lap 2 is the longest lap. Like you would think lap 3 would be, but I like that idea that the first and last lap aren't the longest. Like
Exactly.
having the second lap be the longest is like perfect because it's like if you're gonna catch up, this is your time. And like and the first and last lap are the same, but the third lap's just the first one backwards. Like that's so cool.
Yeah.
That was like, was this the first one they had us go back? Well, second one they had us go on backwards besides Paris, but
yeah. Where are we putting this one in A?
so we have Coconut Mall, definitely above Paris. No, Coconut. I keep saying Coconut Mall. Ninja. I would put it above all of those personally.
Really?
I mean, it's the other three I all have an A on my tier list, and I find Sydney Sprint the best one of all those. Like,
put that above Ninja Hideaway.
And I know music isn't really part of this, but for me, the music helps with the track. Like, if the music is also a banger, I'm gonna enjoy the track a lot more. Every time I play this, I get so pumped up. I'm just like, let's go! I'm ready to race.
Yep.
Yeah, top of A. The only downside, they should have made this track upside down. Disappointed. Australia jokes.
Terrible joke. Terrible joke.
Okay, next up, another surprise remake, GBA Snowland.
Good. It's fun.
I'm not prepared for this.
But it's fun.
I actually have this. Bottom of C is my lowest track. Like I said, I didn't go down to D because none of these tracks are bad, but
this is your lowest track?
I don't know what it is. I'm not even going to lie to you either. When I'm trying to remember the tracks in the DLC, it's always the one that for some reason my brain skips over. Like, even if I'm going in order, I'll literally go Sydney Sprint, Mushroom Gorge, Sky High Sunday, and completely, like, it's not even that it's forgettable. It's just compared to, I don't know what it is.
I'm sorry that I didn't want to participate, but you're objectively incorrect when you say that Mario Circuit 3 is even a contender when they cooked with all of the Game Boy tracks. I will be quiet
Well,
now, but
not
Hey,
all of them. There's one.
most
like
of
that.
them.
I'm not saying they didn't cook with this track. I'll give them credit. Like this track is freaking insane. It's just I don't know. It's like the one track. You know what? Heck, I'll even move it one spot above Tokyo Blur. There. There. Now it's not quite the worst track in the game.
No. Okay, thank you, but it's not going that low. We gotta find a spot
I don't know.
in B for it.
I literally can't even explain why it's there. There's just something every time I play it, it's like I don't know.
I
don't
also
really
love
feel
how this
anything.
tier list is made by Sans Convertible. It's made by a guy named Sans Convertible. I just wanted to point that out. I just saw it.
That's gonna be the next Mario Kart cart. They're gonna add a Sans convertible as a cart. Let's get
Okay, but where are we putting this in B?
bottom. No, actually, it
It
can go definitely
lower.
definitely above Toad at least, I guess. Like,
I'm gonna need to go a little bit higher than that.
what's directly above Toad? Isn't it New York Minute? I think it is.
If
Yeah,
you
New
were
York.
willing to put it above New York Minute, I will stop whining.
Fine.
I can live with that.
I literally I feel bad that I don't like it as much as others, but I just can't explain why it's there. Like there's just something you're making me want to like
you were the type to throw off the penguins in Mario 64. I just know it.
I no, I felt bad doing that. I'm a pacifist.
You get on your Switch right now, you turn on Snowland, and you look those penguins in the eye and tell them what you're trying to do.
Fine, you know what? On my own tier list, I literally moved it up to B, low B, but B nonetheless. Now Tokyo Blur's my only C. There,
You know what they tell you?
Yes.
Do you yield?
To be fair, I'll be honest with you. Little bit of a spoiler. I don't have any GBA tracks above B.
That's fair.
They're great, but they're all like. Now, if we had gotten GBA Bowser's Castle 4, instant double S.
I've got one more GBA track above B.
They're great, but like the other ones are just so much better, so I don't have any above B. Like literally my entire B tier is just mostly GBA tracks now. Now that I've moved Snowland there. I don't know, maybe I need to play it more, but it's always like the one I find myself skipping over like a lot of time online. I don't know. There's just I'd rather it's nothing personal against it. The remake is great. I'll say that, and the music is amazing. Next up, we kind of figured this would be in this cup because it fits because it's a mushroom. Mushroom Gorge.
I'm gonna let you have the floor because I'm gonna be silently judging every word you say.
I have it. Where is it in the tier? Middle of A. A tier.
Thank you.
I still...
honestly was kind of no. Let him cook.
Did you think I was gonna put it lower or something? Like in B or C?
Yes, I have it in S tier.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Yeah, no. I can live with it.
Did you think I was gonna put it in like B?
No, it's gonna be like it's low B tier because it's so basic.
It's like middle of A. It's good. It's great.
I can live with that.
And
I can live with that. Absolutely not.
It's not quite, but it's good. So A or S. We know it's below Coconut Mall at least. Yeah, I was like, it's at least below Coconut Mall. Coconut Mall.
Let's put it somewhere in high A because it's a great track. Don't get me wrong. When the other two tracks on that is Coconut Mall and Waluigi Pinball, I have a bit of an issue.
So where in A though? What should it go? Because we have Paris, we have Ninja Hideaway. In that order?
I'm gonna leave this.
Sydney,
Sydney, Ninja, Calamari, Paris. I'm gonna give it up to you. I would put it above Ninja, but I can also see a case for it being right below Ninja.
Below Ninja, above Calamari, because on my tier list, all 3 of those tracks are in A, and on my tier list, Calamari Desert's the lowest of those, and Ninja Hideaway's upper A. So
I can
right
live with
between
that.
Ninja and Calamari. Again, that's
hate
another
both
one
of
where
you.
I
Why do you hate both of us? Do you not like that track? Do you not like fun?
I said it was double S.
Oh, I'm sorry, I
Also-
wasn't listening. I thought you hated it.
No, I was like the
Also-
exact opposite.
Hylian, Gap Cut.
Ah,
The fact that they brought that back, they had no reason to
Mhm.
do that, and they did it anyway. And they also added those 2 mushrooms back right at the start on the
Yes.
left,
the little
which weren't in
shortcut, yeah.
Tor, which weren't in 7 or Tor. Like that's the first time those went back since Wii. Like they had
care.
no obligation
care.
to do that, but like they did it anyway. They put in the extra work to make those work. People... Oh, okay. Yeah, pardon the interruption, everyone.
Thanks for dropping by.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's funny because people always say if this track was in base 8, like Kitu would have picked you up halfway through the Gap Cut.
yeah.
The
Okay,
DLC they went all out though.
Let's go on to the last track so I can get really angry.
Oh no!
This
All right,
track.
next up, Tor Sky High Sunday.
This
Oh,
track
boy.
had so much potential with its theming. When it got leaked on the banner leak, I was so excited. And then I get one turn, a second turn, F tier. This is right
Hey, there's
above Tokyo Blur
D.
for me.
D, because
Yeah,
we only go down
yeah.
to D for this one.
I know. But yeah, no,
Ow!
this is
Oh,
I
that
hate
hurts.
this. This is the
Oh.
worst thing that Tour has produced.
Worth. Wait, so you actually genuinely hate this more than Tokyo Blur? Like you'd rather play Tokyo Blur over
No.
this?
This is right above Tokyo Blur.
Oh, so
I
you'd
had
rather
Tokyo and F
play
as
it
well.
right above?
Yeah,
Ow,
no,
that hurts.
these are the bottom
Ow.
two. I hate this track. I viciously
Ooh.
like Tokyo. I know is the worst track. I hate this track. I don't hate Mario Kart tracks. I hate this track.
Oh,
That's
that
it.
hurts.
That's all I have to say.
Well, here's where the whole thing of me saying I'm going to be biased toward the Tor tracks comes in.
Oh yeah, I knew
Yeah,
it was coming.
see, I think I almost have an advantage in a way because I've played both the original and 8 Deluxe versions, so I know what both are like. I have this in A, one spot above Paris, but right below Calamari. I always enjoy this track every time I play it. It's so good. The music also like one of the best Tor songs.
The music is good. I will give you
Under
that.
Under Berlin Byways. It's actually my second favorite song in Tor. Under Berlin Byways. It's a banger song.
But when we have Sweet Sweet Canyon in the same game, doing the
Bro,
same purpose,
in the
this
base
one
game,
tries to walk in and be nothing but mediocre.
in the base game of in the 8 Deluxe base game ranking, I put Sweet Sweet Canyon in B, and I have this one in A. So I like the.
And I'm scared for you right now because I do not
Personally,
see it.
I like the jumping. I like all the ramps. I like especially if you get hit in the middle of a ramp, you just fall and you gotta catch up. And if you're in 200, there's that one shortcut on the last turn. If you hold back on the gravity, you can go all the way to the ice blocks and skip the turn.
I'm gonna say it's
is-
somehow even better in Tor because you do more things in Tor.
Yeah.
I mean,
but also
it was
it's
made for the
believe that.
comboing.
it's
It
a
was made for comboing.
it's a glorified loop, and even Sweet Sweet Canyon is a little bit more contextual because it's grounded within the world. This
Now-
is just a floating refrigerator in space. Okay, this fits better as a Mario Galaxy level than a Mario Kart
This feels
track.
like something that should be in Crash Team Racing.
Which they had a candy themed one in there.
And I'm sure it was better.
But well, I will say this. I can understand that viewpoint because I definitely heard that like it was definitely for Tor, but it's only here because they wanted to add every Tor track. So it's like I get
And
that.
they still didn't. It should have been Pipeline, not this one. I just know Pipeline came much later.
I will say that. I mean, if I had to replace one, I probably would get rid of this one or Merry Mountain.
and you're
one of
saying
those two,
that,
but
and it's still an A tier?
Because I find the track, I like the track. It's fun. I find it fun every time I play it. It's a fun time.
It makes me sad.
But I'll tell you what,
Agreed.
because
Agreed.
but I'll tell you what, because I can understand the viewpoint, I'll let you dictate the placement. As long as it's not D. It has to be
So
at least C.
I'm allowed. Okay. I'm gonna put it above Tokyo Blur and C.
Fair.
We can debate that later if needed.
Although, you know what? If we need a D tier later on, we can move one of those down.
It'll be Tokyo if we have to.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's an unpopular opinion, but I like this track.
I wish I could. I had so much hope for it, and it just let me down.
I would tell you, if this was the tour version, or we were ranking the tour tracks, I'd put this in A tier, slightly higher, because I will say that I prefer the tour version a bit more. I will give you that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were getting a little frisky in there. I'm not gonna lie to you.
YouTuber soundboards be like. All right, so that's the end of that cup. Recap. So recap time.
S tier, Coconut Mall, Waluigi Pinball. A tier, Sydney Sprint, Ninja Hideaway, Mushroom George, Calamari Desert, Paris Promenade. B tier, Choco Mountain, Sky Garden, Shroom Ridge, Mario Circuit 3, Snowland, New York Minute, Toad Circuit, Sky High. Oh, sorry. C tier, Sky High Sunday, Tokyo Blur. I apologize.
Honestly, I guess I should mention aesthetics is a big part of it, and I just like the aesthetics of the track because, or as everyone says, it looks like a Fall Guys level.
So I'm not gonna lie. Is it normal for you guys to go? We're only a third of the way through the cups, and we're already over an hour.
You should have seen the base game one. It took literally 3 hours. And yes, around
this is
time
why
of the
we
base game,
split it. This is
We're
why
gonna
we
be dozing.
split it.
I'm gonna be sleeping in wave 5.
Okay, you guys might need to go a little bit faster because you do remember there were 5 people on, or 4 people on that one. So just there's now only 3 people, or there's actually only 2 people. So I would say we should be about halfway at this point. So I don't know where we can make up time, but
let's kind of at least get through wave 3 so we can actually be halfway through. All right, next up, the Super Mario Galaxy Cup, the Rock Cup. I appreciated when I saw that cup. For London Loop, we're going to Britain now. On Tuesday, it's Tuesday.
Contrary to recency bias of me hating a certain ex of Taylor Swift who just so happens to be British, I put this one in C tier. I will not be elaborating.
Don't let her exes determine your placement of the track. That's not fair to London Loop. It's not the track's fault. They come from there. That's like putting Berlin Byways in F because Hitler was there at one point. And
how would we get here? But no, in all seriousness, I had to make that joke. But in all seriousness, it's fine. I really do like the third lap. I like that you kind of go on the water.
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing wrong with the track. It's very forgettable.
It's actually I think it's the longest city track in the game, and it's one of the longest tracks in the whole entire of 8 Deluxe, which is insane. Yeah. Which I do like. I do like the length. I'll give it that. That's part of the reason.
It's not offensive. Like, I would put it somewhere in B. It's not my favorite. It's not my least favorite. It's just kind of there.
I have it in B too. It's actually. I was going back and forth. I have it right below Toad Circuit, but I could also put it right above. Like it's kind of depends on the day, I guess. So B. We're in agreement there. Where would it go in B? Like, we need put it better than New York? Would you put it above New York?
No.
Below New York? You'd rather play New York Minute?
I would rather play New York Minute.
Okay. It's not far off from New York Minute on mine, so I guess
I'd put it right below New York for right now. I'm not super picky on its placement.
Okay. Next up, the track that's probably why we didn't get DS Luigi's Mansion, GBA Boo Lake. Yeah. Actually, hold up. I completely misread my tier list. I have one GBA track that's above B in A tier, and it's this one. Bootleg is my favorite GBA track in the game. It's so good.
It's not a bad track. I just like the penguins. This track doesn't have penguins.
But it's got booze. And I like
I
the
don't wanna-
booze.
Don't drink and
Not-
drive.
I knew you were gonna make that. I was literally thinking that in my head. It's got the ghosts. It's got the ghosty boys.
Yeah, this track is, the vibes are fun. Going underwater and going back up is fun.
They actually made it a lake. It's not Boo Void anymore.
Yeah, they actually gave us what we asked for. I'd put it in lower B just because it's like it doesn't really do a lot, you know. I feel like
of A, so we want to put like high B between
I could
us.
do high B. I could do high B.
Well,
I'm not against that.
Above Sky Garden.
I'd put it above Sky Garden.
Yeah. Wait, you said above?
Yeah, let's do above Sky Garden.
Yeah. On this remake came to tour and it was slanted. I was like, it's gonna be anti-gravity. I was like, there's no way they aren't gonna bring that back and make it anti-gravity.
Yeah.
Next up, this is one, no joke. I originally thought way back when was gonna be in the original Mario Kart 8. 3DS Rock Mountain. Above Sky Garden.
Yep.
Like I guess just right above it. We can always move it later if we need to. So yeah, 3DS Rock Mountain or Alpine Pass for the Europeans out there.
See, it felt like this track belonged to the DLC just because it's the Rock Cup, so I understood it.
Yeah.
This track
people
is
were pretty much predicting it when the Rock Cup was there. Like people were like, yeah, no, we're getting Rock Mountain.
For me, I do really like this track. It's a fun track. This is the second 3DS track in the past so far that I'm just like, I feel like you chose wrong. You're representing 7 so poorly right now. So I'm like, where's Wario Shipyard? Where's Shy Guy Bazaar? Where's 3DS Mario Circuit? I don't know.
Thankfully, this same wave at the same time fixed that problem too.
Yes,
in the same
absolutely,
wave.
it did.
The same wave is the same wave. They kind of made up for it. I have this in upper B, kind of upper middle B, just above Toad Circuit. Like one spot right above.
Yeah, I can live with that actually.
It's one of my favorites. It was one of my favorite tracks in 7 too. I know people say the gliding doesn't feel as good as 7, which I get, but I still find it fun. Especially if you get hit while gliding, because you're gonna fall all the way down.
It's a fine track.
Yeah. So high B.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. I
thought we put it above.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Above where? Like, would you say above? Would you say better than Choco Mountain, or would you put it below the other mountain track that we've had so far?
I think I'd put it above it, just barely.
I agree. I have it above Choco as well.
That was
if I had to choose
a
between...
surprisingly hard decision.
Also, I love that the final ramp up the hill is anti-gravity now. I like that.
As it should be.
Like it's so slanted though. Like it definitely. Yeah. Next up, the track that we were supposed to be waiting like a whole year for, but they ended up surprising us and moved things around from the original leaks. Wii Maple Treeway. Probably, maybe the one track that might be more popular than Coconut Mall, depending on your view.
I don't think it is more popular, but it's definitely very, very close.
This and Coconut Mall are like, I think, the 2 most popular Wii tracks.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah,
and for
like
that,
no doubt.
I do have it in S tier.
Same. I have it above Coconut Mall. It beat Coconut Mall for me because if I had to choose between this or the other, then
I don't want to put it above Coconut Mall. I don't want to do that.
But also, we need a double S tier.
That's coming up later this wave, I think.
That okay? Fair.
Um,
But okay.
I'm
So if we were
going.
to put an S though, would you put it above Waluigi or
Oh, I'd
below
put it above
Waluigi?
Waluigi. Absolutely. I just
I'm
don't
I'm
want it.
willing
I just
I'm
don't want
willing
it not
to
coconut.
I'm willing to accept that. We can do um yeah.
I'm admitting defeat in the next cup, and Coconut Mall is losing its crown. I know that for a fact. So let me have it for a little while longer.
Yeah, the next cup is honestly like I would say one of the best cups of like the first half.
No,
Recap
no doubt,
time.
absolutely.
Recap time. That's the end of that cup. Also, I'm just saying I almost wish they kept it an Acorn Cup because Acorn Maple Tree Way, but whatever.
Yeah,
S
it
tier
is what it
coconut.
is.
It was originally there.
S tier Coconut Mall, Maple Treeway, Waluigi Pinball. A tier Sydney Sprint, Ninja Hideaway, Mushroom George, Calamari Desert, Paris Promenade. B tier Rock Mountain, Choco Mountain, Boo Lake, Sky Garden, Shroom Ridge, Mario Circuit 3, Snowland, New York Minute, London Loop, Toad Circuit. C tier Sky High Sunday and Tokyo Blur.
Nice. All right, not
You're
bad.
just saying words at this point. It's all going right over my head.
Next up, the Super Mario Odyssey Cup. I mean Moon Cup. I mean they're representing every game at this point. Oh, the track that is known for having the best song in Tour Berlin Byways, and it still has the best music of all the Tour trains.
I don't know how to feel about this track.
Our second
like,
traffic course in the game, and the only traffic course in Tour.
like it just this track has always just been kind of there for me. It's like I like it, but I never am actively seeking to play it.
Oh man,
I'm gonna
don't
let
like
you
where this
take
is
the lead
going.
on this one.
I have it in A. This has always been one of my favorite city tracks in Tour, anyways. Oh, did you have it in A?
I had it in B, but I am willing to put it in A.
Because I also like. I know it is sort of more on the simpler side, but well, not really. I would say it's actually got a decent amount of challenge. I guess that
It's got some
it's in the moon.
complexity.
It's why it's in the Moon Cup. It's like the hardest city of the 6 we had up to this point. I also like
I'd
that,
say that.
there's cars on it, and the cars are kind of like Shroom Ridge. I'd say they're like I still hit cars on this track. I cannot avoid them. And the fact that there's one part when you're going backwards and the car's going like this while you're going like that, like there's a chance you just
Yep.
like
Yep. Exactly.
it's so good, and it feels unique from other cities because it's the only one that has cars driving. So
True.
I have it in A. I prefer it over Shroom Ridge personally, but I can understand people preferring Shroom Ridge.
I'd put it above Shroom. I think that's fair.
Yeah. So what are we saying? A tier? Like low A, mid A, somewhere around there? Because we have Paris in A too. Would you put it above Paris? I would have it above.
I'd put it above Calamari.
Yeah. I would personally put it above Mushroom Gorge, but I can understand a case with being below Mushroom Gorge.
Let's go below Mushroom Gorge.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. That's like a kind of between our two placements.
Yeah.
Next up, DS Peach Gardens, the other one that really surprised us. This is the Calamari Desert of Wave 3.
This has always been like one of my like sleeper favorites, and I did not think it was ever going to come back for like a long time. So seeing it come back in the DLC,
same.
I was so hyped.
And it was more surprising because when it was added in the DLC, it wasn't in Tour yet. So like,
Yep.
If it was in Tour, it would have been like, oh well, okay. But since it wasn't, I was like, what?
Well, when the music leak like had its music in there, I was like, that's a surprise pick. I didn't see.
I know, I heard that. I was like, wow. Also, I remember when people saw Turnip Cup, they were predicting this track to be in that cup.
Yeah, I could have seen
Turnip.
that.
But I understand why it's here because it's a special cup track in DS. So I mean, it makes sense to be. Also, the twist at the end with lap 3 using the unused section of DS. Like every game in DS and Wii, that section was there. You saw a road, but it was never used, and they finally utilized it for once.
So I put this one in like middle A.
I think that's about where I have it. Yeah, middle A. Yeah, that's where I have it. And I know people talk about how it's a bit simplified, but I know I think going backwards is a good compromise.
This is the track I think I'd be personally willing to put above Mushroom Gorge.
Ooh, I can agree with that. Yeah, I have it. Isn't it literally? It's literally 2 spots above Mushroom Gorge for me. So I
There you
agree with
go.
that. Yeah, it's also I love what they did with the hedges. Luigi, Toad, Toadette, and then Peach, and then you got the Mario one and the first one you see. I love that. And then on the way
Yeah.
back, you can high five Luigi with the car.
He needs a high
that
five.
that's genius. Like I love that. So yeah, so A above Mushroom Gorge.
Perfect.
Next up, it's Christmas time. We got Tour Merry Mountain, the Christmas track. Our first holiday themed track. Interestingly enough, I'm surprised it took this long to get one, but here we are.
This track, for me, has one fatal flaw. That last straightaway that basically you do absolutely nothing in
Really?
is just such an underwhelming ending to that track.
Really? Because
It's like
that's what I like about it. Because it's like it's like the perfect opportunity to get green shell snipes and banana snipes right at the end to
Yeah,
take the
but
lead.
it's
It's like
such, like,
perfect.
all these nice twists and turns to get up to the top. You get that nice
Even a
little
half pipe.
half pipe if you really want to, and then the rest of the track is just okay. Drive,
To be
maybe
fair,
turn a little bit if you want the speed boosts.
in its defense, kind of like how you had New York Minute Tokyo Blur being the first Tour City tracks, Merry Mountain was the first non-city nitro track in Tour. So, and I think because
And
it was a Christmas
it's still
track, they kind of
good.
wanted it to be, yeah, I think because it was a Christmas track, they didn't want to like make it too hard because it's supposed to be like nice and happy and a fun time. But
Yeah.
yeah, I
I
don't know.
put it high B tier.
That's literally exactly where I have it. I top B. It's my first one in B actually. Of all the B tiers, it's my favorite.
I'm fine
And
putting
it
it top of B.
it gives me good vibes every time I play it too. Even when
No,
it's
it's
not
fun.
December. Even when it's not December, I get good vibes just by playing it. And they
Shout
brought
out.
back basic.
Shout out Good Vibes Gaming.
Oh.
Oh.
Wait,
Yeah,
are we
I
not
was like,
talking
where you were
about?
going with that.
Oh
No, I
no.
was saying the track gives me good vibes.
So okay, so just to make sure, before that you talked about Berlin, then you talked about
No, we
Peach.
then Peach. We're on Merry Mountain right now.
Okay, good thing I checked because next up on my list is Rainbow Road, so it's a good thing I checked.
Yeah, we're on Merry Mountain right now. We were just finishing
okay.
up.
All right, good thing
We
I
both
checked.
agreed high B. What's the highest one in B on there? Wasn't it,
Rock
like-
Rock.
Would you put it above Rock Rock, or would you say it's below? I would personally put it maybe slightly below.
I'd put it below.
I don't know what's above that, but
Rock
we're
Rock,
below that
Choco.
ooh, the mountains. The 3 mountain tracks are competing right now. Better than Choco? Would you put it above Choco? Because I have it above Choco, but I have it below Rock Rock.
I don't think I would personally, however, I'm willing to put it in between the mountains.
Okay. I just realized there's 4 DLC. We have all the tracks with mountain in the name in this DLC. There's only 4 in the entire series, and they have all 4 of them in this DLC.
And one is going to be much higher than the others if I have a say about it.
Yep, I would agree with that.
Perfect.
All right, and now probably the best track in the first half of the entire, well, maybe other than Waluigi Pinball, or depending on your opinion, 3DS Rainbow Road, which it was inevitable with Moon Cup, so considering you go on the moon, and we kind of figured they would end it with Rainbow Road. So
I'm just going to throw this out there now. I think when this video ends, this is going to be my favorite track. Like, non-biased Coconut Mall, this is going to be the track I rank the highest in this DLC. This is the double S track. This is the Rainbow Road. I know we'll have a conversation about Wheeze later. This is the Rainbow Road.
And it's crazy because I remember wanting this back in the original Mario Kart 8 DLC. But we got the SNES one instead, so now to finally have it here is like a nice, like, 14-year-old me is happy now.
Yes.
I'm like, yes, I finally got it in this game. I just wanted an HD version of it. The way they did the road, I was, oh my gosh. I thought they were just gonna like do the Tour one or like the 7 one, but just higher quality, but they straight up just changed it entirely. Like, and the background.
They knew they
the
had to
background is
treat that
different
track
too.
well. No, they knew they had to do everything for that track.
It's like the only
And
one in
it
the first
shows.
wave that pretty much got the actual Mario Kart 8 treatment, like straight up. Like this is
Yeah.
what it would have looked like if it came in the base game. So
Agreed.
yeah, I have it in S personally. It's because I had to make room for other double S tracks because I didn't want to put like 10 bajillion tracks in there. But for now, I'm definitely willing to put it in double S.
I feel
'Cause,
like
come
we
on,
have to.
we have to have one by now at this point. Like,
Yeah, we're
and
halfway
this
through.
deserves it.
This is the one.
One of the best Rainbow Roads in the series. I
Alright,
still can't
double
believe this
S.
DLC gave us the 2 best ones. Yeah,
Double
Alright,
S.
so now recap
double S for
time.
3DS Rainbow Road. Mm-hmm.
Double S, Rainbow Road, S, Coconut Mall, Maple Treeway, Waluigi Pinball. A tier, Sydney Sprint, Ninja Hideaway, Peach Gardens, Mushroom Gorge, Berlin Byways, Calamari Desert, Paris Promenade. B tier, Rock Mountain, Merry Mountain, Choco Mountain, Boo Lake, Sky Garden, Shroom Ridge, Mario Circuit 3, Snowland, New York Minute, London Loop, Toad Circuit, C tier, Sky High Sundae, Tokyo Blur. Congratulations, you made it halfway through. Woo!
If you've made it to this, if you've made it to this part of the video, like and subscribe.
If you've made it to this part of the video, clearly you like what we're doing. Please support our Patreon.
And you're just as passionate about it as we are, and we appreciate that. We love the passion. So let's keep that going.
Unless you scrub through the video to get here, then no, you're just looking for the
Yeah,
quick
don't
answers.
do that.
Get back to the start.
Give us the full views, man. You have to watch the whole video to give us the views. I don't know if that's how that works, but maybe it is.
No, that is not true.
Thanks for the views anyway. All right, next up, the Super Mario World Cup, aka the third cup. Dude, I will say before we get to the last track in this cup, I knew immediately before it was out, when it was leaked in tour, what track was going to be in this cup, and I can't wait to talk about it. Oh.
Honestly, same.
I can't wait. Okay, so first we got, of course, the city track, and we started off the 2023 with Tour Amsterdam Drift.
I like this one. This one's good.
Thank you. This is another one of those ones that I see people hate on, and I don't understand.
I love this track. Like, just
yes, I
being
agree.
with the tulips, just the vibe going through the canals. This is one of my favorites of just all the city tracks.
And it's like the first tour track to have underwater racing, and the only city track I think that has that, which is kind of crazy. I think it's because they wanted to be different with every city, so they don't want to do underwater too much. But yeah,
where did you rank it?
A, kind of A for
Okay.
Amsterdam, right above Paris, actually.
See, I was going back and forth between A and S, and I really did not want to commit to S unless you already did, so I'm cool with A.
This one really upped the difficulty with the cities too. Like this is it's still one of the harder ones. Like the sharp turns, especially like the one part where you have to take like a sharp 90 and then you turn, then people are coming toward you before you go.
Right.
I like each lap is different. Lap 1 is like you go through a farm, then you go loop around through the city. Lap 2 you go through the aqueducts or the canal or whatever. Then you go out, and then lap 3 you go through a giant flower field. Like I just think that's cool. Like it's
cool.
the first one that people say felt unique because it wasn't just road the entire time. So it's nice.
Exactly. Yeah.
Also, people, I remember joking like this track is the reason Daisy Hills didn't make it because of the windmills and the farm. Kind of got the same theme going.
And good, because then the better Daisy tracks got in.
True. We got 2. I don't know if we had all 3. We got 2 Daisy tracks in here, but yeah, her beloved boyfriend doesn't get any. Rip.
Get wrecked.
I guess maybe we lost the Luigi track to get 2 Daisy tracks. Next up,
but
we lost the Luigi track so we can get Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. Clearly the best Luigi's Mansion game.
Yes, clearly.
Also, where would you like to put this one?
Oh yeah, A. We said A.
Sydney, Ninja,
Paris.
Peach, Berlin.
Me personally, it's below Sydney, but I can understand if Highland wants it above Sydney. Because for me personally, I like Sydney a lot more.
I'll put it below Sydney.
Above Ninja?
Yeah, I would say it.
Okay.
I would say above Ninja. Yeah.
I wasn't gonna fight it if you said no, but I was gonna keep quiet.
And the remix for this song is amazing. I love
Mhm.
it's so peaceful. Next up, the track of the Plant Gang track. Well, one of them, not the actual one from Tour Plant Gang track, but GBA Riverside Park with the freaking, what are they called? The patooties, which
The
is only in
aesthetic.
which is only in the 8 Deluxe version. Those weren't even in the Tour version. They made a straight up new model and a new obstacle for this course. Like Wave 4 is really when they stepped it up. Like they really
This track just
Riverside
makes
Park.
me happy. I think it's pretty. I think going in the cave and out the waterfall is great. It's probably my favorite GBA track.
I this one. I'll be honest. I wasn't 100% sure on my rating of this. I did say I have every GBA track in B except Boo Lake, and I have it in B. But like, it's weird because like I also have a lot of fun on this track, but
I
from I
would
guess more
fight to put
recent
it in
memory.
into like low to mid A, somewhere in that range.
That's what, like I said, like because I don't really 100% know, I would accept that because
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of it's probably based on what I remember from playing it, and between the two, I liked Boo Lake more, but I could definitely see. Also, the first one where people pointed out the graphics look good now.
Honestly, though.
The first one. Where would you want it, Highland?
I'd want to put it above Paris.
Okay, yeah,
Personally.
I can agree. I can, yeah. I mean, obviously I have Paris and A, so it's below, but I can definitely make an argument for why it would be there because it is very fun. Oh yes. Next up is Wii DK Summit. Oh yeah, the first Wii track in the past that wasn't in Minecraft 7, and the first one in the past that hadn't been remade up to this point besides Tour. So,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, may I just start by saying this is the like all the Wii tracks make me pretty nostalgic, but for some reason, this one every time I hear the music, I just get just chills, especially the 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm glad they kept that. I was really worried they were gonna remove that, but
Can we put this one in the imaginary F tier because it's not DK Pass?
no, this is better than DK Pass.
DK Pass is garbage.
DK Pass is DK Pass walked so DK Summit could run.
I will not lie though.
Wii U walked so the Switch could run. I mean, that's true too. That's also true.
No, it's like I don't know if I like have like bias against this track because when we first got it, I was like convinced we were not going to see DK Mountain, which was always my DK Mountain, like DK.
You know what? A lot of people said that because like people thought, oh, it's gonna be Dino because we already got DK Summit. But also, then my argument was, you realize both DK Summit and DK Mountain were in Wii, right? That didn't stop them from putting both in Wii. So I mean,
it was. This is a great track. This brings up so much nostalgia.
This is like probably one of the most nostalgic Wii track for me besides Wii Rainbow Road. Like, oh my
shooting
gosh.
out of the cannon doesn't hit like it did back in Wii, but I know it's because it's like a glass. They're not just like forced. So like I get why. It's an A
also
tier.
part of that is the fact that the characters' like legs don't come flying out of the cart anymore.
Yeah,
I missed that. Double Dash and Wii did that, but they haven't done that since like Wii. And the half pipes are so fun in this track, and just like Mushroom Gorge, the 2 gap cuts are back. They they actually brought those back too, and they punish you for it. If you fall down, instead of like being picked up within 2 seconds, you fall for like a good like 5 seconds, and then you get picked up. So they punish you. Yeah. Like usually like it's like the longest I think gap between falling and the key to picking you up. Like it's insane.
But yeah, I think somewhere in the A tier.
My favorite part is also when you get to the part with the pink snow. If you stay on the right side and you just go like this, you can actually speed through it like it's nothing. And like that's like I think the like competitive like time trials will do that because it's like the fastest way to do it. And then you do the half pipe on the last turn, and it just goes whoop. You basically skip around the whole turn. Like, it's still as wacky as Wii, which I don't know how they pulled that off with Mario Kart 8 mechanics, but the anti-gravity, I guess, worked with the half pipes. But yeah, it is top of A for me. It is my first one in A tier because it's so good. The music always gives me chills. Like, I just think back to, I have a lot of Wii memories from this track, I guess is why. But
Read out the top like 3 or 4 of A.
I would put it personally above Ninja in Amsterdam. But that's just
Honestly,
based on my tier list.
I feel like I'm okay putting it above Sydney.
Okay.
If you're fine with it, I'm fine with it.
I have it below, but again, there's a lot of ways it is better than Sydney. Oh boy, yes, the one I've been waiting to talk about. Tour Yoshi's Island, baby, let's go. Oh, and
So-
also notorious for being the track that they revealed the first character of the DLC pack with.
So Sky High
Birdo.
Sunday was the worst thing that Mario Kart Tour gave us. Yoshi's Island is the best.
Yes, I agree. On my tier list, it is higher than every other tour track.
I
Like,
have to
this
say,
is the best tour track.
this track
without a doubt.
reminds me. I don't remember when this came out, but I don't know why, but I greatly associate this with the trip that we went to Nintendo World, because it was like
April-
almost 1-to-1 to the waiting room in the Mario Kart
It
ride.
was-
It's crazy.
Oh,
It was like-
was.
It was like
I was like, wait.
February. It was like released in February in the past, and then like April in tour. They recently just brought it back in tour, and it was great to play it on there again. It was
No.
great.
I forgot
Also-
about that queue in the Mario Kart ride, which is all Yoshi. That was so fun.
Oh my god, I still have to go there at some point.
So cool.
Also, I remember when I saw the code name for it was like MOBYI, and I saw the YI, I was like, it's gonna be a Yoshi's Island track. There's a fruit cup in the booster course pass, and that's where it's gonna be, because that's a Yoshi fruit. And all I wanted was for the music to be the athletic thing from Yoshi's Island, and I got my wish. The music is so good, and I didn't even expect them to do the little intro, the dun 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 dun, dun, and then also the results music being different. Like, they straight up just, and the Yoshi coins, like, they straight up went all out with this track. Like, what the heck? It's
They did.
I guess it's a crossover, because the Yoshi's basically a different franchise at this point. the Tour's one and only crossover track, another one in Mario Kart 8, pretty much. Like, it's great. And this is double S for me. Double S. Best tour track.
I put a double S as well.
Of all the tour tracks, this is my number one. It's crazy to think, because for the longest time, Ninja Hideaway was my number one track. But then as the tracks got better, it's just like. Also, I'm also a little biased because Yoshi's my favorite Mario character, so like that just makes it even better.
That's fair.
And all the sound effects and I love how they actually crammed like all 7 worlds into one course. How do you do that? Like, you literally just drive around the map in the game and all the worlds are represented. It's so cool. Yeah, fair. But it's just, it's cool. Like, you start like, yeah, but still, you basically still get all 7 level themes. You start with the overworld, then you go into underwater, then like the caves, then the volcano, then the cloud, then like it's also, yep, and I can't not mention the freaking cloud shortcut. That is one of the most complex like things they've ever added to a Mario Kart track. Having to hit the cloud to open up that little path. Oh my god,
that was really clever.
It's so hard to hit too. Like, there's so many times it looks like I'm gonna hit it, but then right when I go there, it's like, whoop. Oh, it's also great though if you miss it and someone behind you hits it, it opens it for you. It's great. Oh,
My aim is terrible with it.
Like, they straight up ripped it straight out of Yoshi's Island. Like, it's so good. Like, you can tell they were very passionate with that track. And it was another one of those ones where people are like, no way this is a tour track. I'm like, Tour's getting crazy with their nitros now. Like, holy. Granted, Tour doesn't have all the like Yoshi coins and all the other stuff, so the 8 Deluxe one's superior. But I mean, I wouldn't have expected them to put that. But yeah, double S, no doubt. But is it below
Agreed.
3DS Rainbow Road? Because I have it above. I like it a little more than 3DS Rainbow Road. But that might just be my Yoshi bias, or my Because for me personally,
This hurts to say. I don't think I can put it above 3DS Rainbow Road.
ooh, because spoiler alert, there is one other track above this I have in Double S that would probably understandably replace 3DS Rainbow Road, but I have it as my number 2 in Double S.
As great as this track is, it still reeks of Tor, and Tor is very limiting on what can be
I wouldn't
done.
say so.
If this
I
was
think
built
this is-
specifically for Mario Kart 8, I would feel like we're talking a different story.
No,
but like
this is the one.
Rainbow
the one
Road
track
is
that
so
does not.
perfect.
A lot of people
like,
said Yoshi's Island felt like it could have been made in Tor or in
no,
8.
I mean, there's nothing. I'm not saying it's a bad track, but you can't put it above a very solid track from from 3DS. You know, it's like it's very solid.
So you're saying it's worse than every 3DS track?
Feels like DLC to me. I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's like
it
feels
is.
like DLC.
I think you're thinking of the fact that the original Mario Kart 8 added like Zelda, Animal Crossing, Excite Bike, and F-Zero tracks. Like, I guess in that regard, it kind of would feel like that. But also Highline, I've seen people say this is one of the few where the cartoony art style, the Boost Course Pass, works really well.
I agree.
I couldn't
think that's
picture
true.
like realistic, detailed Mario Kart 8 graphics. Honestly, it would look ugly like that. I'll be honest. Cartoony
Alright.
art style works perfect here.
Recap.
Yeah.
Recap time.
SS Rainbow Road, Yoshi's Island. S Coconut Mall, Maple Treeway, Waluigi Pinball. A tier, DK Summit, Sydney Sprint, Amsterdam Drift, and Ninja Hideaway. Peach Gardens, Mushroom Gorge, Berlin Byways, Calamari Desert, Riverside Park, Paris Promenade. B tier, Rock Mountain, Merry Mountain, Choco Mountain, Boo Lake, Sky Garden, Shroom Ridge, Mario Circuit 3, Snowland, New York Minute, London Loop, Toad Circuit. C tier, Sky High Sundae, and Tokyo Blur.
We might have to move some of those B tiers later, unless this A tier might also fill up though. To be fair, so maybe. Also, isn't it funny? Yoshi's Island's our first Yoshi track since DS Yoshi Falls.
That's sad.
Yeah, we're almost there. We're almost there.
I'm just
there.
old and like very tired. I got up at like 7:30.
Hang in there, Hylian. Just do
I
it.
know.
Because if you were ranking, we probably still would have been on like wave 3 or 4. It's just starting wave 4.
I always like time out
Or so
2
wave
hours for
3.
these things. And like with this late recording, I'm like, sweet,
yeah.
it'll be done by 10:15, 10:30. It's gonna be great.
But then
And
we
I
started
realized-
recording like after that time.
Yeah.
Or like right at that time. It's okay. We're almost there. We're almost there. Through wave. Yeah. Thank God we're not doing those at least.
See, I'm getting old. My back's starting to hurt. I'm getting tired.
Bro.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Ooh.
No, I have to work in the morning too, so I'm here at this point.
We're almost there. We can do it. We're doing good. We're going a bit faster than the first like 2 waves.
We've still got 5 more cups to go. We're barely halfway.
It's okay. Pug literally was asleep during our Mario Kart Wii boost. Yeah. Our Mario Kart Wii one.
He was so asleep that literally he pretty much just said the answer I said. He literally just like, so neither of us were right or wrong because he just kept saying what I said. So if I get it wrong, he got it wrong.
Well, the fun part is the more tired I get, the less I'm gonna talk, so the faster it'll go.
And the more I get, the advantage. All right. Anyways, all right. I'll try to speed it up even more if I can. Next up, Boomerang Cup which Sydney Sprint isn't in this cup for some reason. Tour Bangkok Rush. I have this in S.
See.
What?
I hate this. I don't hate this track. This track, I just no.
You're telling me it's down there with Tokyo Blur?
In my rankings,
or
because I put Tokyo Blur in F tier.
Or you're telling me it's down there with London Loop or whatever you had in C?
I ranked it on mine. F tier maker will actually do it soon. So for reference, This
Bro.
is my 5th least favorite track in the past. It's right below Mario Circuit 3 and right above Toad Circuit.
For once, I'm not. For once, I'm
Hey.
not the one with the. Hey, at least I'm not the one with the unpopular opinion this time.
It's the layout.
This is usually
fine,
a pretty.
like,
This is a well-liked city track, so this is one where it's
I
actually you're
know.
the one with the unpopular opinion.
I just don't like it. I can't. It's just ugly to look at. When one of the like main things is going through a parking garage, I kind of
That's
lose
like
a
the
little bit of
best
interest.
part. I love
That's
that part. And then
that's the problem.
bouncing off the canopies or whatever afterwards. Like that's one of the coolest parts.
All I'm saying is this track does not make me want to go to Bangkok.
It made me want to go to Bangkok. I know about you. Shut up.
I'm leaving. I'll press the red button. I'll do it.
I have an S. This is like one of the better city tracks like in the game. Like I always enjoy this track.
Take low A. I am not going any higher than mid A.
High A?
Mid
Please?
A. No.
Fine.
Okay,
fine. Mid A it is.
Let's hear the A's and let's
Yeah. Okay.
figure out
Let's
a spot.
decide.
This will be the first time that this happens. Voice of God is now going to take control of your tier list. This is going bottom of A.
No, we're not doing that. You're not part of this ranking. You don't get to decide.
Okay, you got
Mid-A.
DK,
Mid-A at the
Sydney,
most.
Amsterdam, Ninja, Peach, Mushroom, Berlin, Cali, Riverside, Paris.
Where would you
I will
put that?
I'd put it above Riverside. I am fine with it going above Calamari.
Okay. I can. Yep. Fine. I don't think I'm gonna be able to convince you to move it any higher. So I'm just gonna go
above Calamari.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, because I have it above Calamari. I mean, obviously it's a whole tier above, but speaking of great tracks, GCN Daisy Cruiser. Yes, one of my favorite. If you remember my Double Dash ranking. Wait, am I in the wrong wave? Oh, my bad.
You're in the wrong wave, friend.
Bro. Oh wait, no. DS Mario Circuit. Okay, also great track though. DS Mario Circuit, which honestly, the remake is freaking awesome.
It should have been Airship Fortress.
Nah, I'll be honest. This track kind of was needing a remake. I'll be honest. Airship Fortress got one already. Airship had its time to shine. It's DS Mario Circuit time to come in.
It's not even in the top 5 Mario Circuit. Well, no, probably it's not the top 3 Mario Circuits. I would have rather seen Sevens over this one.
I mean, Sevens is my favorite. I would probably even the original. I probably would have said it was like my second or third favorite. Like the fact that it's in. It's funny because it's also the only one in Star Cup besides one of the ones in Super Mario Kart, but also because of that, it is one of the harder Mario circuits.
I put
Probably
it
the
in my
hardest
list
Mario circuit.
low. I put it low B in my list.
I have it mid A. I enjoy this track a lot. Like this is probably my favorite of the Mario circuits in Mario Kart 8. This is my favorite Mario circuit. Like I love this Mario circuit.
I still prefer the base game Mario Circuit in 8
and
personally, but I can see that.
The forest section, like the fact they changed that to be a forest, and then there's also a Wiggler that's there on lap 3. I love that, and it just looks so. I don't know. It's the way it looks is just so good, and the fire piranha plants actually hold a challenge. Like those fireballs still hit me sometimes, especially if we're going around the turn.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Low upper B, I'm assuming then.
Would you put it at least above like Toad Circuit and Mario Circuit 3? Would you say it's a better circuit track than those two?
100%. Those are not good tracks. Yes.
Okay, then at least above those, like upper B, mid B.
I'm fine with upper B.
Because I think upper B we had like the mountains, like we had like Rock, I think, and Merry Mountain. Yeah, Boo Lake, Chocolate Mountain, Merry Mountain, Rock Mountain.
I'd put it above Boo personally.
But not above the mountains or all right. All right, that's fair. I never believed the whole thing of it replaced Airship Fortress because they probably planned it like to add this way
They did.
before.
They did. It's just a bummer that they did.
Fair, although maybe that means they'll add it next game. They'll bring it back
I
next
hope
game
so.
with a crazy remake.
That's the thing. Right now, if they've used most of their really good picks for the next game, so they're kind of running off of fumes for whatever they do for 10's retros.
I also think that was part of the reason. They were like, we need to use DS Mario Circuit, so let's just do it now. And then we have less tracks to worry about.
Yep.
Oh, okay, here we go. GCN Waluigi Stadium. Waluigi got both his tracks in this DLC. That's how awesome
As he
Waluigi
should.
is. And both his tracks are awesome. So, and I hope next game gives him a brand new Nitro track because we haven't had one since DS.
It's a good
GCN Waluigi Stadium. I have this in
fun.
S. I have this in S. This is like, this is great. This track is so fun, especially in 8.
If we put it in S, it's going very bottom of S for me.
That's fair, because honestly, I have Waluigi Pinball above it. Between the two, I like Waluigi Pinball more, but
oh, me too.
Stadium is still a banger track. And the remix
that.
of it, and I love the way it's like new, but it's also the Wii version at the same time. Like it's kind of that. Oh, I should mention that little path they added, where you actually have to take the half pipe to go up to it, is so cool. Yeah, like it actually gives you a reason to use the half pipe, and they're actually faster. So it's like
he's so
cool. But like that, I was not expecting to do that. Like that was cool. The fact they put those on there, it actually makes you want to use the half pipes. Like that's I love that. Next up, probably still to this day, the most popular tour track in the game, at least from what I've seen people say, for Singapore Speedway.
S tier.
Double S for me.
I
put in every time I play it, it's so fun.
No
it's so
city
fun.
is going in double S. I'm sorry. I will block that every chance I get.
There's this one and one other one I will fight for because I feel like one of them deserves it, and if it's either
this
one or the other one I have.
You better put your gloves up because I'm not letting a city track in double S.
Oh come on!
I'm sorry.
It deserves to go up there with. We can work it out.
You're asking me to put a tour city track above Waluigi Pinball and Coconut Mall.
Because Singapore Speedway is way more fun than both of them. Well,
no, it is not.
Yeah, I have a double S on mine. I'm gonna. It's double S. It being a city track doesn't mean it's not.
I will put Singapore above Waluigi Stadium, but I am not putting it above Pinball or Coconut.
How about this? At the end, we can add one city track to double S, whichever one's highest, whichever one we have overall ranked highest.
We'll do that right after we move Coconut up a tier.
We'll see when we get there. But considering this whole DLC is themed around cities, I feel like it's only fair that one of them should be up there. I mean, we got Yoshi's Island in there for the tour non-cities.
I think you're banking on me being so tired by the point we get there that you're going to ask for it and be like, yes, just get me off this damn recording.
Well, I mean, that's great in my favor then.
Yes, it really is.
Also, the music for this. Yeah, that's end of Boomerang Cup.
Okay, double S, Rainbow Road, Yoshi's Island. S, Coconut Mall, Maple Treeway, Waluigi Pinball, Singapore Speedway, Waluigi Stadium. A tier, DK Summit, Sydney Sprint, Amsterdam Dreamt, Ninja Hideaway, Peach Gardens, Mushroom Gorge, Berlin Byways, Bangkok Rush, Calamari Desert, Riverside Park, Paris Promenade. B tier, Rock Mountain, Merry Mountain, Choco Mountain, Mario Circuit, Blue Lake, Sky Garden, Shroom Ridge, Mario Circuit 3, Snowland, New York Minute, London Loop, Toad Circuit. C tier, Sky High Sundae, Tokyo Blur.
Lord, we need more. We need more A tiers because that B tier is like straight up lopsided from the other ones. We might move one down, one of those C tier ones at some point. We're just gonna wait to see if maybe there's any others. Next up, the Feather Cup, and the first track actually fits for this cup because I don't know what it means, but apparently in Greece the feather means something. Tour Athens Dash. Also, well, it's either this or Singapore that I always see people say is the best city track. So this one could also be a contender for double S. Just saying.
I would.
have it in
I
S.
would put this. I'd put this one in S2, and I'd personally put it.
Yeah.
I'd put it below Waluigi Stadium.
Above Singapore, below it. Do you like this more than Singapore?
Singapore is above Waluigi Stadium, so I'd put this
wait,
one below Waluigi. Yeah, so
yeah, not quite as good as Singapore, but still good. It is. People
cool.
love it for the fact that it's the only one that doesn't feel like a city. Like it's ruins. Like you're just in the ruin.
Yes.
They could have easily just made you drive through the streets of Athens, but they straight up. I mean, why would you though? You think of Athens, you think of the what's it called? That I forget the word. Pantheon or there's a term for it, I forget right now. I usually remember it, but yeah, you usually think of that. Why would it not be that? Also, oh my god, guys, it's a Fortnite track. It's the current Fortnite season. Yeah, S. I would agree also because I also have it below Stadium. So yeah.
Perfect.
No disagreements there. Now it's GCN Daisy Cruiser. Oh yes.
Part of me wants to put this in S tier. Part of me knows I can't do that. It has to go in A.
I mean, why not?
It's a great track, but it's very basic.
I mean, it's a Flower Cup track in Double Dash, to be fair.
I know. That's like I adore this track for it being the theming. But deep down, I do know it's a very basic, very simple track that really isn't offering a lot.
It's funny, too, because if everyone remembers my Double Dash ranking, this and Waluigi Stadium were two of my favorite tracks in that game. And I think Daisy Circuit or Cruiser was like second or third, because I know I had Dino number 1. This one is like second or third. This is S tier for me.
If you're willing to put it there, I am fine putting it at S tier, but it's got to be low S tier.
You know what? If it's low S tier, I'm assuming you'd probably put it below Athens as well.
Selfishly, no, I'd put it above Athens and Waluigi Stadium, but I know that's pushing it.
I almost want to put it in like high A, only for the fact that we don't have that many A tiers and we need to fill up that tier.
I think we need to make that decision. I think we need to push it into A.
Would you put it with Coconut Mall though? Oh no, that's S. Why do I keep thinking that's an A? What's an
what is the top of? I'd put it below I'd put it below DK. That hurts, but I think I'd do that.
Okay.
If you want to put it above, I'm not gonna stop you.
I want it above. This track is so good.
Okay.
I just say, I appreciate the added color they gave this track with the green and everything. I do like honestly, that. It's aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the definitive version of Daisy Cruiser. Next up, the surprise track of pretty much all of Wave 5, Moonview Highway, which, by the way, could have been Moon Cup because Moonview Highway, but whatever. Moonview Highway.
I'm gonna keep quiet on this one. I don't
I
care
will
for
point
this
out,
track a lot.
I will point out one thing. I remember ranking all the music in the Boost Course Pass, and this took my number 1 best song in the DLC. The remix. It actually beat Berlin Byways too. I didn't think that would happen, but like when I listened to them side to side, I was like, "Oh my god, Moonview actually goes a bit harder." I was like, "Oh my god." I have this in S as well. This track is so fun. The bomb cars being back, it's finally great to see those back. And it's funny because they were in the Mario Kart 8 files for so long, the Deluxe file specifically, and they actually had a chance to finally use them. Like those models are new.
I have this in mid B tier. This track is very pretty, don't get me wrong. It does not have a lot of substance. It just kind of feels boring. Like it's nice to see it back after all these years, but I feel like there's a lot of, especially with the amount of city tracks we have in the game and the amount of traffic-based tracks we do have, it just doesn't really stick out anymore, you know?
Fair, but I mean...
Yeah, my question is, after adding all the tour tracks, they're like, yeah, we're going to also add the city tracks from the actual games, too. Like, what in the... What?
I think if they were going to do that, Mushroom City would have been the better ad.
Or Mushroom Bridge, I guess, if they're only pulling from Tour, because City's not in Tour, but Bridge is. But that's what people are saying. They're like, they really robbed us of a 4th GCN track. And
Yeah.
and
And we got
it's funny because
eight Wii tracks, just like 7 or 8
and
Wii
everyone
tracks.
and it's funny because everyone's like, you know, Mushroom Bridge is like a simple track that was like, yeah, but it's like it's a fan favorite.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen Mushroom Bridge since DS, so like,
I don't know. I wasn't itching for this track to come back.
I think it took over the placeholder slot too, so that's the interesting thing. And yeah, I don't know. Like if I think it's S. I love it. And also, I think it's cool. The boost panels will randomize like where they are every time you play on it on like the street.
Well,
They're
let's place it
they're never in the same position.
somewhere in A, because
You said B. Yeah, you said B. You said S. So we'd put it in middle. What would you? Last one we had in A was we didn't we just put the last track in A? Daisy Cruiser.
Yeah.
Would you put it below that or above that?
I feel like it's gonna be somewhere closer to the middle of A. I think definitely definitely not anywhere near Daisy Cruiser.
In the middle. I think we had like I think Paris I know was there somewhere.
I'd put it below
Okay.
Mushroom.
All right. I don't think I'm gonna convince you to push it one above Mushroom Gorge because I know how you feel about Mushroom Gorge.
See,
No,
the
we
thing
got
is,
one more in Feather Cup.
I'm repping both me and Slime here for Mushroom Gorge, so it's like I'm trying to keep that one in good favor.
Fine. I can. Yeah, it's 2 against 1. So. Oh, here we go.
I know.
He's repping both of you, so it's still 2 against 1. And here we are, Feather Cup. The last track of Feather Cup for Squeaky Clean Sprint, which, by the way, one of the best names of a Mario Kart track ever.
Shout out Nathaniel Bendy.
Squeaky Clean Sprint. Oh yeah, Nathaniel Bandy got his big house track finally. Because he said Ribbon Road didn't quite do it because it was still like on a track, but this one is just what he wanted. You just literally drive around the furniture in the room.
Yeah.
And it's a bathroom of all things. Whoever's thought we'd have a bathroom.
Yeah, it's an S tier. It's great. It's not as good as Yoshi, don't get me wrong, but it's
I
still
agree.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's definitely S tier, no doubt. Like, there's no way it wouldn't be. This is still arguably one of the more popular tour tracks too. Like, I love how tiny it makes everyone look. It's so just driving around the bathroom. Like, they didn't even like try to make it feel all compressed down like Ribbon Road. Like, they actually just straight up let you drive around the tables and the sink and the bathtub and the toilet. Like, it's perfect.
I would put it above Pinball personally.
Ooh, really? Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, I have it right below Waluigi in that tier. In Pinball,
I'm fine
right?
with that. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I also have it below Athens though, and slightly below Maple Tree Way.
It's definitely
You know
not
what?
touching Coconut or Maple.
I'm gonna be nice because it's a tour track and I want more tour tracks to get really high on this tier list. I'll let you put it above Waluigi Pinball.
I knew it. You damn bias.
You know,
I take it back. It's going F tier.
All right. Double S, Rainbow Road, Yoshi's Island, S, Coconut Mall, Maple Treeway, Squeaky Clean, Waluigi Pinball, Singapore Speedway, Waluigi Stadium, Athens Dash. A tier, Daisy Cruiser, DK Summit, Sydney Sprint, Amsterdam Drift, Ninja Hideaway, Peach Gardens, Mushroom Gorge, Moonview Highway, Berlin Byways, Bangkok Rush, Calamari Desert, Riverside Park, Paris Promenade. B tier, Rock Mountain, Merry Mountain, Choco Mountain, Mario Circuit, Blue Lake, Sky Garden, Shroom Ridge, Mario Circuit 3, Snowland, New York Minute, London Loop, Toad Circuit, C Tier, Skyhard Sunday, Tokyo Blur.
These aren't words anymore.
The A tier is definitely more even with B tier now.
Yeah.
Okay, oh boy. Cherry Cup next up, the Mario 3D World Cup. Tour Los Angeles Labs. Oh boy, I'm worried about this one. You go first, because This can go good or bad. Hylian, please
I
please be nice.
I feel the same way about Los Angeles Laps that I did about actual Los Angeles when I went there. I don't care for it.
Oh boy, well, this track is going high whether you like it or not. Because I have this double S. This is my favorite Tour City track, and in 8 Deluxe, it's still my favorite city track. And it's
And I
not
put
even
it
a
in
bias, and it's
I
not
put it in
even
C.
and it's not even about me being from California or having been to LA. Putting that aside, I still love it. I know it's one of the more like simpler looking ones, but every time I play this track, I just I have enjoyment.
It's
I have
it's
peace in my life.
it is the definition of it's okay. I put it above Sky Garden and New York Minute on my ranking,
Now
but
consider this fact. It is the only city track where instead of just changing the direction you go, it's actually a section track. It's the only city track that's like that. You start and then you go and then you only go back to where you started at the very end of lap 3. Like which makes sense because of how it is in Tour, but
it's a
it's the
fine
only one that's a
track.
section track.
It's gonna fit somewhere in A. Like I know that, but I
I
don't
want it
like
can you put it low S at least?
at the very very bottom of S. I
Fine.
will give you that. I don't want
Thank
to,
you.
but I will give
Thank
you
you.
that because we're not getting a city track in double S.
Well, I'm going to make sure there's one in there.
Oh no, you're not.
I will literally like I will hijack the whole thing and hijack the tier list and make sure it's in
I'll
double
tell you
S.
what. We'll put one in there, but it's one I
Well,
want.
wait till the end. Wait till the end, and then we can like decide when we move stuff from different tiers. It's better to wait till we have all
The
the
sooner we get to
tracks.
the end, the nicer I'm gonna be about
Yes,
it.
yes. All right, yeah. So LA Laps. I don't know. I love the track. I know it's maybe not the most exciting for a lot of people, but there's just something about it. I love the music. I love the beach aesthetic. Like
Don't worry, I'm gonna rip
I
this
don't
next
know.
track
It
apart. So
also it being a section track. I will to its credit, it being a what? You're making it take longer. That's it. To its credit,
speaking,
the fact that it is a section track in 8 Deluxe is part of the reason why I like it a lot more because it stands out. It feels like what you would expect from a more traditional Mario Kart track, I guess. um. Anyways, oh boy, this is gonna be a wild ride. This next one, GVA Sunset Wild.
there's no sunset.
Well, there is, but you mean there's no
There's
nighttime?
no sun setting. Like it
Yeah.
just is stopped.
See,
The
I can
gimmick of
say it
the
is.
course is not in the course.
I will say it is strange because it's like just before I say where I put it, like it is strange because it's like why I will agree with people to say why even add it if you're not going to add the main mechanic. But I really wonder. I mean, the musically came out a while ago, but it makes me wonder if they had like last minute issues with it or something, or I don't know, or if it was like a smaller dev team that did the DLC, maybe they couldn't figure out how to make the lighting work in 8 Deluxe specifically. I don't know. That's what I heard is that it's something to do with Mario Kart 8's lighting doesn't account for the time of day changing mid race. And if it's a smaller team, they probably wouldn't know how to change that because they're not
That's
like.
not that's not my problem.
I mean,
It ruined the
if the
track.
track. No, I know. I'm just saying, like maybe that's why. Personally, if I could change it, like there is another desert track in Tour that's GBA they could have used, like Yoshi Desert. I've seen people say that,
Mhm.
like GBA Yoshi Desert would have just been a better replacement because it's a desert track from
Yep.
GBA that was in there. But I don't know. I still put it in B, low B, one spot above Snowland. I'm sorry. Taking away
Bottom
from
of C.
taking taking away from the fact that it doesn't have its main mechanic, I still find the track fun. Like if you were to ignore that, like the layout wise, you know, that I still find that to be pretty fun.
When Shea Frillis put this at the very bottom track for the entire 96 tracks, he was so real for that. This track is not good. And I
And also,
wanted it to be good.
I think I also might just have it low B because I'm not the person who really cares whether or not they remove mechanics from courses. Like, I'm just like, I'll play it as it is. Like, I don't really care. So I just put it low B as a track in general because that's just my enjoyment of it. But although I do find it funny. I find it funny hearing people say the only good thing about it. I find it funny hearing people say the only good things about it, the music, is the music.
Yeah, and I think that's very true. I want to see it. I want to see it top of C tier, personally.
I'll give it to you. I don't think I can get you to put it in B, but
I hate this track. Like this,
I
it's so much wasted potential.
I get it. Like your viewpoint, it's like, yeah, I don't really care whether or not they removed it. I just like to play the track, but and it's weird too because Tor had the cycle. Like it actually gets dark in Tor.
Yep.
But to be fair, Tor also doesn't have super detailed skyboxes. If that is the actual issue, but whatever. Tor also, I think it's like the sun and the clouds and Tor are a model. So instead of being part of the skybox, so all they have to do is just the model just whoop, it just moves. Well, in 8 Deluxe, it's a skybox. So whatever the issue is, I know it doesn't excuse it, but I'm just saying that might be why. Who knows at this point? It's the same with the GBA. It was such a simple thing that they could easily implement. Maybe 8 Deluxe was harder. Anyways, Koopa Cape.
I don't know. Like this track used to be the best in the Wii days. I feel like every time it's come back, I've cared for it a little bit less and a little bit less.
So why am I always the one?
In A tier.
I just call me the Mario Kart unpopular opinion guy because I think this one's gotten better as time has gone on. The 8 Deluxe version is the most fun I've had with Koopa Cape. Like in Wii, I didn't even have it like even close to like the top. Like it may have been just outside the top 10, but it's not in top 10 on here. But like I enjoy it so much more. I have it in middle A, just about.
With middle A, like for me, it's just the pipe section just is not as fun as it used to be. So you actually used to be like challenge under there.
Well, it's been like that for like 10 years because of Mario Kart 7.
They've fixed problems with older tracks before with the boost. They didn't do it with this one, so it's just kind of what it is.
The underwater pipe is superior.
No.
Now, granted, if they can find if they can do like a middle ground where they keep that open pipe, but they bring back those electric Koopa thingies, that I think would be.
That, yes.
I think I've seen people say that too. Like,
that's true. That's true.
Oh yeah, maybe they can somehow have a flowing river underwater. I don't know. But at least like I think if they even just brought back the electric thingies, that would compromise it enough for people. Like you have best of both worlds, both versions. Maybe in the future one day when it inevitably comes back 20 years from now.
Yes. Sooner than that, probably. Well, actually, that's probably when we'll get Mario Kart 11, so probably not.
Yeah. So middle A for me. I still enjoy the track a lot.
Yeah, I'm fine putting it wherever you want to put it.
Advantage of the tube being open. Advantage of the tube being open is that there's now a half pipe jump in the tube, which when you go up, you go out of the water for a second, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
I do like that. Start with the retrack. Would you have it above or below Mushroom Gorge?
I'll put this one above it.
Ooh, just edging it out?
Yeah.
Just barely?
Yeah. That's
fair. I mean, to be fair, yeah, as a track, it is definitely like, whether you think it's gotten worse or better, it is still like, even in Wii, it was better. It was a better track than Mushroom Gorge too, so.
Mm-hmm.
What? Oh, I don't know.
I
Okay, yeah. Oh, I know what you mean. Okay. No, we got one more. Tour Vancouver Velocity. We're going to Canada now, boys. Tour Vancouver Velocity.
S
Another
tier.
banger city track. A, nice. I've put an A personally, but I could put it. It's barely an A, by the way. It's like top of A. It's so good.
If you want to put it at the very, very top of A, that's fine. But I'm also fine putting it very, very bottom of S.
Um,
Your
I'll say
choice.
also no, below LA, so top of A. The other North American track, well, besides New York Minute. Also, Highland, can you believe in Tour, by the way? They went from the first four and then ended with London and then went straight to Vancouver. Like they straight up
Yeah,
like
that was a choice.
last track, the first like non-basic track, and they started with this. Like it blew people's mind. They were like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Double
City
S.
track that's not just basic.
Double S, Rainbow Road, Yoshi's Island, S tier, Coconut Mall, Maple Tree Way, Squeaky Clean, Waluigi Pinball, Singapore Speedway, Waluigi Stadium, Athens Dash, LA Lap. A tier, Vancouver Velocity, Daisy Cruiser, DK Summit, Sydney Sprint, Amsterdam Drift, Ninja Hideaway, Peach Gardens, Koopa Cape, Mushroom Gorge, Moonview Highway, Berlin Byways, Bangkok Rush, Calamari Desert, Riverside Park, Paris Promenade. B tier, Rock Mountain, Merry Mountain, Coco Mountain, Mario Circuit, Boo Lake, Sky Garden, Shroom Ridge, Mario Circuit 3, Snowland, New York Minute, London Loop, Toad Circuit. C tier, Sunset Wild, Sky High Sunday, Tokyo Blur.
These aren't even real words to me anymore.
Ladies and
You could be
gentlemen,
putting Smash stages in there, and I wouldn't notice.
ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to Wave 6. This literally feels like how long the booster course pass took. Starting with the new Super Mario Brothers U Cup, aka the Acorn Cup. Rome Tour Rome Avanti. Fun fact: first track in Mario Kart to use a non-English word. Avanti, which in Italian literally just means race, or like something like that. So
a little bit of added chaos, right?
pretty much Rome race.
This is if you want to track in the double S for tour, that's a city. This one.
See, I put it in a high A, but that's only or mid A, but that's only because it got pushed down by a lot of other ones, and there's some other cities I like better. But I could totally
I don't know.
agree.
I don't know what it is about this track.
They really did save like two of the best city tracks for last. Like
they really did.
Well, one, they were last because they were the last two in Tour, so it's like the only way they could add them into 8 after they were added to Tour. But also, like they really did. I actually remember. It's funny. I always thought this and Madrid should be swapped in their cups. By the way, I always thought Rome should have been Spiny Cup because it feels more like a Spiny Cup track. Madrid feels a bit easier, but I think they did Madrid last because it also was the last one of Tour, so I get it.
Yeah. So this is your chance. If you want to put it in double S, feel free. This is the only one I'm fighting for, though.
Not even like after when we have the other S tier city tracks. You don't want to like.
Oh, after we're getting out of this recording, I am not sitting here debating a tour track.
I mean, I'm thinking this or Athens in double S or Singapore.
I will go
between those
either
three.
Rome or Singapore. Rome or Singapore.
I mean,
I prefer Rome to Athens.
Oh wow. Personally, I like Singapore more than Rome.
Then I can live with Singapore.
Let's do that double S.
But Rome is taking its place.
And an S, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, where Singapore was, Rome is now. One city track I feel like deserves to be there, and Singapore or Rome are definitely like two of the best ones. Oh boy, we made it. The track that Hylian especially has been excited to talk about. GCN, Monkey Mountain, DK Mountain.
S, right under Coconut Mall.
I agree. S, straight up.
Thank you,
The
Mountain.
fact
You're
that,
so easy. You're the easiest Mountain.
you know, we may not have gotten 4 GCN tracks like we were supposed to originally, but at least the
But
3
we
we
got
got
the
are like
best
3
3.
of the like okay, maybe than other Dino Jungle, but DK Mountain is
Yeah.
It's
still
kind of
great.
funny they stopped taking like assets from the game and started taking screenshots off their Switch at this point. They're also just
Wait,
as
what?
done as we are. The pictures for the tracks are off their Switch rather than like an actual asset.
They probably made
Oh.
it like they probably made it when Wave 6 was revealed, but before they had the little track icons, so they probably were just like, I just need to pull something together, and then forgot about it. Yeah, S. Where do you want it? Do you want to like if you really want it at the very tippity top of S? I'm down for that.
I want it right under Coconut Mall.
Oh, still Coconut Mall still on top of it? I was convinced you were gonna put this
Coconut Mall
above
is my favorite track in the series.
more than DK Mountain. Wow.
DK Mountain is my second.
This track, the remake though, is so like it's so good. I love the bridge is
is.
chaotic. I love the. Do you know what that one shortcut when you going down the mountain and if you jump off the ramp you can kind of go on the little rocks on the side?
Yeah.
I don't know if that was intentional or not, or if they figured out that you could do that and they just decided, let them. That's insane that you can do that. And I still have a hard time on this track. Like this is a hard track. Like hence why it's in one of the last waves. Yeah, it's so good. And I was wondering how they would do the remix, and the remix is really, really nice.
Yeah.
Next up, Wii Daisy Circuit. This is my lowest one in Wave 6. Like I still like the track, but I have it in B. And it doesn't help the fact that it robbed me of Piranha Plant Pipeline. I'm still.
It's okay, Matt. You can be mad at Daisy
The whole
Circuit.
point of the
We're all mad
DLC
at
was
Daisy Circuit
the whole
for
point of
different
the
reasons.
DLC. Now, granted, I don't even care that there's 8 Wii tracks. That's not even why I'm mad at it. It took away Piranha Plant Pipeline. You could have had every Wii track in this game and every tour track in this game with Pipeline, and I wouldn't have cared. But you robbed me.
It gave us a golden reaction from Pug though. Like it was showing DK or Daisy Circuit. And like he was so sad that it was just Diddy, and then Funky appeared, and he was so happy. Like,
you know, it's funny. That's how my reaction was too, because it was Diddy and then Funky, and I was like, no, Pauline. And then like a few seconds later, then she appears. I'm like, yes, there we are getting more.
And then they put in Peachette instead of Nabbit.
Because I think they wanted to get the first 2 tour. I think they wanted to get the first 2 tour characters in there because they're the oldest ones. And they had unused animations and voice lines I think they really wanted to use. So, but whatever. Peachette is cool though. She's better than Pink Gold Peach.
No. My garbage can in my kitchen is better than Pink Gold Peach.
No. Hey, at least Nathaniel Bandy didn't hate Peach. At least Nathaniel Bandy doesn't hate Peachette though. Hey, at least if Nathaniel Bandy doesn't hate Peachette like he hates Pink Gold Peach, then that's a W. So
it is 11:30 at night. I am not talking about Nathaniel Bandy right now. Let's keep going.
Okay, yeah, Daisy Circuit. If it was Pipeline though, I probably would have put in A or S. Just saying, probably an A, high A. Well, speaking of Piranha Plants, we did at least get the other Piranha Plant course, Tour Piranha Plant Cove. Oh,
did we just forget to put Daisy?
You said B and I said B, right? I would say below DS Mario Circuit, but I'll put it above Mario Circuit 3 and Toad Circuit.
I like
for me personally. I like DS Mario Circuit more, but I can understand it being above the other 2.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, the other Piranha Plant course that thankfully made it, Tour Piranha Plant Cove, which, by the way, the whole excuse that they didn't do it because there's already a Piranha Plant track in this wave is stupid, because I highly doubt that. I don't think they would have cared if there were 2 Piranha Plant tracks. Anyways, Piranha Plant Cove, the only... Oh, yeah, DS Dokkan course, that robbed from us, because that's what Pipeline was. Anyways, yeah, Piranha Plant Cove, the only original non-city course in Tour that actually has sections or variants in Tour sections. And I love this track so much. I also put it in double S.
It's solid.
I also put it in double S.
I
This
put
track
it in
is so
high
fun.
A.
So
It's
S, I guess,
a good
between
original.
double S and A.
I put it somewhere in S, yeah.
It's really good. It's also our second track where you start underwater and you're in underwater like 90% of the time, only after Dolphin Shoals. So it's really cool. Having the different, and each lap is like a different like area. First lap is like the actual like you go above ground. Second's like the ruins. Third is like a shipwreck area, kind of. So it's pretty cool. But
So
yeah,
bottom of S, middle of S.
I'd say like middle. I could understand, but I'd say middle-ish personally for me.
Rome,
I'm at the point where
Waluigi,
let's just throw it
Athens,
somewhere.
LA.
Rome, below Waluigi, above Rome.
I agree.
Wait, Waluigi Pinball, Rome, Waluigi Stadium.
Oh, above Waluigi Stadium, above Rome, below Pinball. Yeah, there we go. That's right.
All right. Double S tier, Rainbow Road, Yoshi's Island, Singapore Speedway. S tier, Coconut Mall, DK Mountain, Maple Treeway, Squeaky Clean Sprint, Waluigi Pinball, Piranha Plant Cove, Rome Avanti, Waluigi Stadium, Athens Dash, LA Lap. A tier, Vancouver Velocity, Daisy Cruiser, DK Summit, Sydney Sprint, Amsterdam Drift, Ninja Hideaway, Peach Gardens, Battlefield, Koopa Cape, Mushroom George, Review Highway, Rome, Berlin Byways, Bangkok Rush, Calamari Desert, Riverside Park, Paris Promenade, Rock Mountain, Merry Mountain, Choco Mountain, Mario Circuit, Daisy Circuit, Blue Lake, Sky Garden, Shroom Ridge, Mario Circuit 3, Snowland, New York Minute, London Loot, Toad Circuit, Sunset C Tier, Sunset Wilds, Sky High Sunday, Tokyo Blur. You are now in the final cup.
Every time you list all the tracks, Hylian is just done with one. Oh, real quick, before we move, Hylian, I don't think we're going to have anything else go there. Since it's the lowest, would you want to just move Tokyo into D tier so we have one? Yeah. Move Tokyo Blur to D tier. We need but now that means D and C only have one track E. Oh no, we have another one in C. Sunset Wilds is there too. Sunset Wilds and Sky High stay in C. Tokyo goes down to D.
Sounds good.
None of these tracks are going to be D, that's for sure.
And no, I look like I'm giving up because I've heard that like at this point like what 13 times, 10, 11, 13.
Bro,
and it gets
I'm used to
longer. He keeps messing
Bro, I'm
up
used
more and
to
more
it.
titles, and I can't blame him because he's doing like 40 tracks at a time.
Yeah. Well, until Mario Kart 10. Until Mario Kart. No, I made a joke the other day. I was like, if Mario Kart 10 has 96 tracks at launch, the video is going to be like straight up 7 hours long.
I will come and go as I please. I will be
Yeah.
like, okay, you guys go have fun. I'm gonna go make lunch. I'll come back and you'll
At
probably
that
still be on
point-
the same freaking cup.
I was going to say we could just do first part is Nitro and then we can do Retro after or something. 48 or something.
We're in the home stretch.
Anyways.
Let's finish strong.
Last city track, Tour Madrid Drive. Oh,
Mid-
Spiny Cub.
Mid drift drive.
No.
This
is
track
also like
it's okay. It's not my favorite. It's not my least favorite. It's kind of in the middle.
okay, but that music though, that music though, and the fact that it has a version when you're in the stadium and in the museum.
Yeah,
I have this in
museum
S.
is really cool.
I have this in S. This is
I put it in
this is
really low A, really low A.
fine. You know what? I will
We
say
can
though.
put it at the very top of A.
Okay. I know we had another city track. I know we had another city track top of A because I said right below LA. I think it was, wasn't it Rome? No, it was Vancouver. I think. Yeah, above or below that? Would you say?
I'd
mean, you'd
say
probably say
below it,
below,
but you can put it above Vancouver. I won't throw a fit.
Yes, top of A. I will say Tour's final Nitro track ever, and it ended with a bang. It was a great city track to end on. Unless they decide to add a couple new ones next game, I think that'd be cool to add a few more cities. 3DS, the surprise one of Rave 6, besides Daisy Circuit, 3DS, Rosalina's Ice World. Underrated track.
We are back to the 3DS tracks that really did not need to be put back in this game.
Yes, this did. This, I don't know. This, I felt like this is one of the better tracks from 7. Like,
no,
this
it
is,
was never one of the better tracks from 7.
Actually,
Never
it's
forget
modeled.
they took
modeled.
Wario Shipyard from us.
I don't think we would have gotten that because Piranha Plant Cove is kind of similar, especially with the shipwreck section.
We missed
Okay,
all the really good 3DS tracks.
They want to save them for the next game so that they can go even crazier with them.
It's better in 3DS, but at the same time, Rosalina's Ice World. Why the fuck did we not just get a Gateway Galaxy track?
We could have gotten a Woohoo track. We could have gotten Wario.
Okay, well,
we could have gotten Shy Guy Bazaar.
The Woohoo tracks aren't in Tour, so those probably were never going to happen anyway.
Don't care. There was assets in the files for at least Maka.
Hylian, they wanted to save the greater tracks like that for the next game because these ones are pretty much
bringing back the Woohoo tracks. Woohoo is irrelevant.
They brought back Woohoo Town in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. They can bring back the Woohoo tracks. If they brought back the Battle Course, they can bring back the regular ones.
They brought back Woohoo Town 7 years ago. They're not bringing it back.
Nah, I doubt that. I believe. I think it's like guaranteed for next game at least.
Tell you what, if it happens, you can come tell me I'm wrong, and I'll be happy to take it. I don't think it's gonna happen. Can I not go one video?
What was that?
Can I not go one video? It's gonna happen in June. I'm not betting you $20 more, but it's gonna happen in June.
What's gonna happen in June?
Twilight Princess coming to Switch.
Please.
It's gonna happen.
Dude, there's no. Also.
Yeah.
I mean, except for 2022, because they're preparing for Tears of the Kingdom, almost every year's had a Zelda game. This year needs one.
And even Krista from Kit and Krista has acknowledged these games exist and they are done. They're gonna come.
And if it's a Wind Waker Twilight Princess double pack, it would make so much money. It would make so much money.
Charge 40 each on the eShop. Make the physical version 70. I don't care. What you gotta do, give it to me. I'll buy it.
I would pay $70 for Twilight Princess.
I would too.
Anyways, have been already. I have Rosalina's Ice World in A. I like this track.
I will let you keep it in A, but it's gotta go lower A. I put it very low B.
Fine. I will say, Hylian, I will say this. That music remix, the freaking bass is like whoa, 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 whoa. It's like that freaking like weird like techno-y bass goes hard. Oh my gosh. I'd put it above.
I'd put it below Paris.
If Hylian wants it below, I guess we can put it below.
Below.
If it gave me a banger remix, I'm happy with it anyway. So like I said, Hylian, I think there's hold shut up. They can both be good. They can both coexist and be happy with each other. Hylian, I was just gonna say those tracks you listed, they didn't come back because they want to save them for a new game. Because these ones are essentially just the 7 version but HD. The next game they can actually like give them the Mario Kart 8 treatment.
I know.
Shy Guy Bazaar.
Well, Shy Guy Bazaar cool. I don't think Wario Shipyard's coming back. We'll see.
Maybe. Well, that's true, because if they bring back both Wario Coliseum and Wario Stadium, I don't think we're also going to get Wario Shipyard.
Yeah, exactly.
But Shy Guy Bazaar, I think, is for sure coming next game. Anyways, our finally, after like 9 years as of last year, our first and only retro Bowser's Castle in the entirety of Mario Kart 8 SNES Bowser's Castle 3. And our first SNES Bowser's Castle to ever be remade, which is pretty cool. So and our first SNES track to be remade that isn't just flat and got the GBA treatment. So there you go.
A tier.
S tier. Wow, actually, I'm surprised you put an A. I was expecting you to put an S.
It's it's fine. I don't really care about the SNES tracks.
Not even this
They're
one. Like this doesn't even. It doesn't even feel like an SNES track.
It feels like an
Like-
elevated SNES track.
It feels like a Mario Kart 8 base game
No,
style
it
SNES
does
track, though.
not. The details, yes. The layout, absolutely not.
It's faithful to the original layout, just like Donut Plains 3, though.
And I'm happy for that,
was
but
too.
I'm still gonna judge it for it being an elevated SNES track. It gets a very high A from me, but I if you want to put it in S, I'm not gonna fight you. But I'm also just like,
I feel like
I'm fine with
just
that.
for being finally being a retro Bowser's Castle, it should go in S. Because people
Fine.
waited 9 freaking years. People waited 9 years for this to happen. A retro Bowser's Castle.
All right, put
Okay,
it somewhere in
well-
lower S tier.
You have the track in A, but what do you think of the music?
The music's great, but I haven't been basing this off the music. I've been basing it off the track
I know.
design.
I was just asking because like that
It's good,
remix. Oh
it's
my
good.
gosh. And it's the Bowser boss battle music from Mario World, which makes it even cooler. This is like
Alright.
it's not the longest Bowser Castle, but it's one of the trickier ones, and that's why I like it. And the fact that it's also the first SNES track with anti-gravity makes it even better.
If this
Like,
last track, if you guys aren't on the
I
same
think
same
think we will
tier,
be.
and I'm
think we
predicting
will
what
be.
that tier is, I don't know what I would do with myself if you don't.
all right,
If this is not
everyone,
the case.
this is we finally made it. The grand finale, the final track of the Booster Course Pass, probably the most anticipated and I would say most asked for track from Wii to ever return, more than even the other ones we got. Wii Rainbow Road.
3,
Ah,
It deserved to be
2,
here.
1.
Double
Double
S.
S.
double S.
Thank
Yep,
you. Thank you.
Double
But-
S.
Like, there's
Oh,
no
no,
way
Sevens
we.
is better. Sevens is
Yes, I agree
I
as
actually,
well.
I actually, because I had 7s in regular S, I have Wii and double S. I prefer Wii Rainbow Road.
Sevens is better. Sevens
Sevens is
more
so much
creative.
better.
It's a section track, Matt. We know how much you like those.
Well, yeah, with LA Labs.
But yeah,
I mean, okay, I like it with 3DS Rainbow Road too, but it's the long. First of all, it's
First
the
of
longest
all,
track. in all of- It's the bro. Shut up. It's the longest track in what?
Hold on.
Nothing, just
Bro, shut up. Now I'm not. No, listen. I'm not denying that they both don't deserve double S because they very much both do. I'm just saying that personally in 8 Deluxe, I prefer Wii Rainbow Road. Like,
that's fine.
and I had to play both of them back to back to really decide. I was like, I literally it was like this. Like Wii was an S, then N60 3DS was double S, and then I kept swapping them, and then after a while, was having a bit more fun with Wii's. It's also the longest track in Mario Kart 8, and it feels like it. Every time I play it, I'm like, this track does not end.
But that's my problem. I feel it too. I'm like, this track does not end. And I do kind of want it to end.
But that's how it was in Wii. Dude, you know how mad people be if they shortened it like it was in Tour? If
I
it was
didn't
2
want them to
laps, people would have
want them
rioted.
to shorten it. I'm happy it's the same length. I'm just Sevens is short, sweet, and to the point.
I mean,
it does everything it
was
needs to perfectly.
It was the longest track in Wii. It's the longest one here. The fact that when you fall, they kept the catching on fire thing
Yes.
brought me back to my childhood. And
I can tell you
I might-
now that if they don't remake some of the other ones and give them some love in the next games, like, they're not as good as Wii or 3DS, but like they deserve an upgrade, I think, at some point.
I'm sure they will do that. And the fact that like I think Wii and 3DS came back because now they don't have to wait many years to finally bring those back if they're going in order. Which at this point I don't even think they're going to go in order. For all we know, next Rainbow Road could be like GCN or DS Rainbow Road next game.
Give us GCN Bowser's Castle.
Oh, I hope that or Wii Bowser's Castle. I'd love to see one of those.
Honestly, yeah.
Honestly, I'll admit part of the Rainbow Road being double S is Wii bias, but that's not like most of the ranking, just a small part of it. Because every time I play it and I hear the music, I'm a 7-year-old kid again.
It's not that it's not going in
I am
double
a
S. It's
7-year-old
just
kid again.
under 3DS.
No, I know. I'm just saying my reasoning why I put it above personally for me. And between the two, I had more fun, I guess, overall. For me, 3DS is too short. That's I
All
wish
right.
it was
That's
a
the
bit
thing.
longer.
It doesn't overstay its welcome for me though. We sometimes does, not all the time, but sometimes it's like, okay, I'm
And
ready to play something else.
the way they kind of brought back a lot of the old cuts, and there's even new ones, and like I knew, like yeah, I don't know, and the half pipes and everything are back. Like they still kept the star bits from Galaxy in there, thank God. Still got
All
the
right.
Galaxy references.
This will be the last time I'll get to yap your ear off, okay?
But yeah, both deserve double S. So
Double S, Rainbow Road Wii, Rainbow Road 3DS, Rainbow Road Wii, Yoshi's Island, Singapore. Wait, hold on. I already messed up again because I'm not showing the tier list because this is the final time. Double S, Rainbow Road Wii, Rainbow Road 3. Fuck, I already
You messed it up again.
I see the toad and I'm like, oh, that's on the Wii, right? Double S, Rainbow Road 3DS, Rainbow Road Wii, Yoshi's Island, Singapore Speedway. S tier, Coconut Mall, DK Mountain, Maple Tree Way, Squeaky Clean Sprint, Waluigi Pinball, Piranha Plant Cove, Rome Avanti, Waluigi Stadium, Athens Das, LA Labs, Bowser's Castle, 3, Madrid. A tier, Madrid Drive, Vancouver Velocity, Daisy Cruiser, DK Summit, Sydney Sprint, Amsterdam Drift, Ninja Hideaway, Peach Gardens, Koopa Cape, Mushroom Gorge, Moonview Hideaway, Berlin Byways, Bangkok Rush, Calamari Desert, Riverside Park, Paris Promenade, Rosalina's Ice World. B tier, Rock Mountain, Merry Mountain, Choco Mountain, Mario Circuit, Daisy Circuit, Boo Lake, Sky Garden, Shroom Ridge, Mario Circuit 3, Snowland, New York Minute, London Loop, Toad Circuit. C tier, Sunset Wild, Sky High Sunday. D tier, Tokyo Blur. And if you disagree, you're wrong. Let us know in the comments below.
Hylian,
We worked our butts off to get here.
I always like when there's a lot like this. I always like to round up the double S's to like 5. So do you want to move one more up, or like
I want to move one more up. Come on, bring up Coconut Mall.
Yeah, bring it up. I'm not even gonna. Yeah, Coconut Mall. If we're gonna put one more in double S, so we got 2 Wii tracks in there and 2 tour tracks in there, and then a 3DS track in there. Let's go.
Final double S, 3DS Rainbow Road, Wii Rainbow Road, Yoshi's Island, Singapore Speedway, Coconut Mall. Yes?
Yeah.
All right, that is it. That's set in stone.
Like, Coconut Mall deserves it so much. Like,
if you disagree,
I didn't
you're
even have
wrong.
to ask Hylian, but
All right. That's it.
when you put 2 of the fan favorite Rainbow Roads in the same game, it makes it hard to decide which one you actually like better in that game.
Well, that's
they straight up gave us.
Never let me do a 3-hour recording again this late at night.
No, it
My
will never
age
happen
is showing.
Again. Yeah, this is not gonna happen again. But unless Mario Kart 10 happens, but probably not. I mean, if it does happen, then it's not gonna get 96
That could be an
tracks.
afternoon recording.
Wait, why did you say unless that happens, like the Mario Kart series is over?
No, unless we get 96 tracks, which I hope doesn't happen.
Mario Kart is over.
Mario Kart is over, party.
I think it'd be better if we get 96 tracks. They should like slowly release more. Like start with like the original 32, and then just do DLC for like 2-3 years until we eventually get to 96. I think that'd be cool.
I think they should start with 48 personally.
Or that, and then over time you can just pull another booster course pass. Just over the next 2 years, just add another 48, and there you go.
All right.
You'll have 96 by the end. They could even do more battle tracks, more characters. Basically the Fighter's Pass, but for Mario Kart. I guess that's what the Boost Course Pass was.
Well, we are not done, and I hope to include myself in the next one, but there is a cup tier list coming up soon. We have to split the videos because, yeah, this is a 3-hour actually, it's about a 3-hour recording. So I apologize, but this is what happened with the.
You know what though?
The 8.
That's about the same length as the base game video, though. The base game video, I was just looking at it earlier. It was about 3 hours, so
I expected it to be less than that, though, with 2 people. But
me too.
So I'm glad it's over. We did it. Glad it's over. However people say
Yeah.
that. I don't know what I know what I'm trying to say, but I can't English right now. It's too late. Anyways, thank you guys for sitting it out with us. Thank you, Hylian, for sitting it out with us. You did better than Pug did. But
That's
again,
true.
we aren't
You,
done.
you weren't
Luckily,
you weren't just
I was getting there.
where's Sunset Wilds? Where's
I
Sunset
was
Wilds?
getting
S
there.
tier. S tier. You just say S tier for Sunset Wilds because you're so tired. S tier. Wow, Hylian, I didn't know you liked Sunset Wilds that much. All right.
yeah, like I said, we're not
Just
done. We
dozing
still have the
off.
Cubs. It's going to be a lot quicker, and that'll be the fun. We can
Yeah.
finally put the nail in the coffin, at least for this portion of the series. We want to do the battle courses, but that'll be 10 times easier than this. So,
And I think we might do it where we just do all the battle courses in one video, since like
that's
every
it's going to
game
be
only
10
has
times
like
easier.
every game only has like 6, 7, 8, and if we did that separate videos, it'd be like a 5-minute video.
Yeah.
So it's like we'll just do every game's battle tracks one tier list.
All right, Hylian,
yeah.
close us out.
Patreon, give us money. Twitter, follow us. Instagram, I don't care. I'm not your mom. Thanks, guys.
Discord, conversation, comment section.
We have one of those. Sorry, I forgot about that.
We're in there right now.
Don't remind me.
And make sure to subscribe because only 60% of 20% of our
I
viewers.
don't know. We're almost at 500. If we make it to 500, we can be monetized. So
if we make it to 1,000, Nintendo will make Pikmin 5.
if we make it
and
to
give me Twilight
1,000,
Princess HD.
we might be able to like work with Nintendo and get free stuff. So there's that. So
if we make it to 1,000, the next Mario Kart game will have every character return. After long last, it'll be that everyone is here of Mario Kart.
And we're actually gonna have some fun videos to do other than tier list all the time. We can actually have some fun prediction stuff and like talk about what we want to see in Mario Kart 10 or Mario Odyssey 2 or things like that.
We have
prospect.
We have a video coming up about that. We have a review, I guess, a finale review of the Booster Course Pass / tour coming up. Whenever that is, in preparation for potentially a next Mario Kart getting revealed within even the next year from now.
Yeah.
So
actually, good videos coming. Sorry to bore you with tier list, but we ran out of ideas when Nintendo didn't want to make any games. So unless you want a 2-hour discussion of Luigi's Mansion HD, I know you want to do 2 hours of Paper Mario, but that'll be by yourself.
and if Twilight Princess HD is revealed in the June Direct, you know me and Hylian are gonna be like on top of it.
All right.
I'll be like, is it too late to ask for my $20 back?
All right. See you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.